walk into a room and you could feel it?
Feel what?
You know what I'm talking about? Like you walk into a room and you can tell that like your energy or like the way you're handling yourself. Like there's some people in that room that don't fuck with it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, I felt that.
That's what I'm talking about.
But it's
you know what I mean?
because I'm so, I think, in myself, and that offends other people because they don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, like there's people that legitimately will hate you for nothing, for being yourself. Like those people don't know you. You walk into a room.
But I think it's the confidence.
Yeah,
I think
it's the confidence.
it'd be like they would hate you. It's because of how you're carrying.
But that's still
yourself in a
nothing though.
positive
They don't
way.
know you.
Like let's say someone who's like timid or like a introvert. Like I don't feel like people like.
Well, no, that's easier to digest and shit. But like it's still they don't know you. Regardless,
for
niggas
sure.
don't know you.
But it's the confidence,
You know what I mean?
those attributes that people aspire to have.
Yeah.
That is kind of like being like.
To me, it doesn't make sense. I don't allow myself to even like rationalize those type of ways of thinking because it doesn't make sense. Regardless how we want to word it, it doesn't make sense.
People are hating.
You can legitimately somebody could walk into a room and you could be like, no, I only hate them because I feel bad about myself. It doesn't matter. You're still a hater, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't.
Employees you think jerk off in the washroom at Gold's Gym?
Damn, bro, that's crazy. You're just gonna come out like this?
Yeah. Like I'm saying, like even places like that. Like imagine someone who works at a gas station. Like you think it's dead. No one's there. Fucking between like 12:30 and like 1:45 ever.
It's gotta happen at least
like I gotta go to the washroom
40% of the time. That's what it sounds like when you beat your dick. Oh, ew.
No?
Sounds so messy, bro. Ew.
That's the lotion.
Do you use lotion?
Hell yeah.
So messy, bro.
No.
Never used lotion.
You've never used
I
lotion?
use lotion like 3 times in my life. That's it.
It's not like you're not like. It's just like like just like glaze the hands.
But the more you beat it, the more it just dries up. So you gotta keep refilling.
No, because it doesn't take that long. How long are you jerking off for?
Yeah, I beat off for a minute. Like,
Niggas been there for like.
like I watched the
solid
plot.
25.
Sometimes I watch the plot. It remind me of another video, or I'll see the porn star, but I just don't like the nigga that's fucking her. So I'll like look up her name and do a whole catalog search and shit for like a solid like hour, just looking shit up. I gotta find the right moment.
You know what's so funny? Like a couple weeks ago after we talked, I read the comments on one. Cause I was like, what's this porn star's name? And I didn't know.
Who?
And then I can't remember. I can't remember what it was now.
Oh.
But I was like, let me check the comments. And then they had it in the comments.
Bro, the comments are clutch.
Yeah.
Thank you if you're a
Yeah,
commenter on porn videos. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
They're actually clutch.
I might start doing it. Fuck, I
It's
don't
like
know.
an art form a little bit.
It
Like
is.
some people treat it like, some people think it's so dirty, but like some people are just like,
They're OGs.
Yeah, that's what I like.
There's the OGs in the game that will let you know where you can get it for
You guys
free.
watch fucking The Bachelorette and shit. I just watch a couple of,
That shit's weird. That's actually like a...
It's a
like
TV show.
It's a gangbang.
Yeah, but it's a TV show. It just has sex in it.
I don't
What's
know
the
if you
difference
can
between that
put
and like fucking...
those two things together.
It's the same thing.
What?
Everybody's fighting for one girl or one guy. You watch
they're
porn,
not
they're doing the
fucking,
same
though.
shit but naked.
They're not fucking though. That's different.
But they make out and shit.
Yeah, but like they might have. First of all, they might as well because they're acting like they're trying to actually find love. They're not trying to find love because if you were trying to find love, you ain't going on The Bachelorette
First
to
of
fucking
all,
do it.
imagine you go on there to find love, quote unquote, and everything works out and the pussy's trash. Or the, or the
man.
dick's
Could
trash.
you
There's
imagine?
no way you're staying together.
You gave her that rose, and then you finally got the coochie, and then
Take
it's
that
just
shit
like
back. Take that shit back. Season finale number 2.
Sahara Desert. That shit was dry as shit.
When was the last bad pussy you could think of that you had like that?
When I was single, fuck, there was a couple at UBC. Oh my god, there was a couple.
Like it hurt, right?
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah,
what?
Like it hurt your dick?
No, it hurt my soul. It was more so like, fuck, why'd I do this? Like, it's just like, have you had a couple starfishes?
Yeah.
Like, it's not even. It's
Some
like,
that should never even be in that category ever.
It was like while you're having sex, you're kind of like, this is what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You know?
You're struggling to stay hard and shit.
Yeah. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
You gotta decide if you should just get a nut or just cut it short.
Oh, I cut it short. You know me talking about fake nutted? I guarantee you, both you combined, you haven't fake nutted as much as
I
I
haven't.
fake.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to fake.
I
that.
always try to get my nut because I live so far, bro. Like, I'm not driving this far for fun.
Yeah, but what if someone, it's like in Abbotsford? Or like during high
Yeah,
school?
that's different. I understand when it's like more convenient. Then I'm like, okay, I might.
No, I've
why
definitely
not?
fake nutted a couple times.
Yeah.
Like if I'm being real, like if I throw a realistic number,
How many?
somewhere in the 15s,
Damn.
like mid,
Damn.
yeah.
Damn.
It's a Michael Jordan
When every-
fake nutting.
Yeah, right. Holy, these guys clutching the mix.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so do you like 15 times?
Easily.
That's crazy.
Easily.
That's commitment.
But like sometimes it's like like with the same girl. Like it's like like your side.
you
piece
gave her
or
more
whatever.
chances after that?
Side. No, well like it was like sometimes it was like going out and like you're too drunk and like you can't nut because you're so drunk. You're still hard, but like you can't nut. And you're just like, I'm tired of this shit, yo. It's like I go to sleep.
They buy that?
Oh, I don't know.
It'd be wild if a girl turns around trying to catch it.
Yeah. Where is it?
Nigga just
I don't know.
spinning around and shit. That'd be disgusting, bro.
Yeah, no, I've done it a couple times. I'm not even ashamed to say. Girls do it all the time. Fuck
do.
them. Exactly.
Yeah.
They do it
Definitely.
1,000 times more than guys do. You guys just said you don't do it at all.
No, I do sometimes. Like fake nutting, I've done it, but just not like. I just try to get my dick to nut, even if I have to close my eyes.
Like obviously the goal is
Like,
not
I close
to
my
just get
eyes
in
and
there
shit.
fucking- Yeah.
I don't know if I've fake nut. I've pretended to enjoy it, but not fake nutted.
No, I've definitely.
I've
faked.
spat on somebody's back before, most definitely.
You what? Sorry.
I've spat on somebody's back before.
Yeah, how was that?
She didn't turn around. Luckily, shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Just like.
ew, nah. It was a fake nut, so I had to do one of the. I couldn't stay hard. If I can't stay hard, I'm not having fun anymore because I can't force it. If I can stay hard though, I'll force it, close my eyes, find something I remember, and I'll figure it out.
So have you had a not been able to stay hard and the girl was like super upset?
Yeah, bro. I've had a girl like I got choked, and then she got choked and me for getting choked. Like she got so bad, she's like, "That's it." And I'm like, "Yo, my dick's not like I can't get hard right now. I can't fuck you. Like I'm cheese." She's like, "That's it," and she was so mad, bro. Like the rest of the car ride, you're just boiling, just quiet. Just dead quiet.
Damn, you have to get in the car after that?
Yeah, bro. She was driving me. I was tough. We pulled over, bro. It was car sex, bro. We pulled over somewhere. I put her head in. I was like, yo, pop the trunk. 'Cause I saw this shit somewhere. Pop the trunk. So she popped the trunk. I put her in the motherfucking in the trunk, and I just hit it from the back.
Oh my.
But it was also really cold. It was one of those where like you're breathing like the whole time you can see your breath. So my balls are struggling to just like
that's tough.
stay up. My dick like
Because you said you needed the heat.
I need
You
heat.
said
I
you
need as
the
much
heat.
heat
You
as
need to
possible.
Turn the heat
Bro,
up.
I'm not the type of nigga
so,
like
so she was in the trunk.
Yeah,
She was.
face down in the trunk. You know what I'm saying? Looking for something.
How was that enjoyable for? I'm trying to like.
It's more about role playing type thing.
Yeah.
I think of things sometimes you gotta try it. You can't just have the same shit every time.
Where the fuck was this? Like, was it like in a park? Like
This is in
Yeah, you just pull up
Abbotsford.
anywhere, dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
The industrial area in Abbotsford is nice, yo. Most cities
Right,
don't really
especially when it's
have
closed?
real shit, man.
Yeah.
Most cities don't have a lot of areas that are that quiet, like industrial
Train
areas
tracks
that are
type
quiet.
shit, where it's like across
man.
the train tracks or something like that.
You don't have to look over your
Stanley,
shoulder the whole
you sleeping,
time.
Dog. You sleeping.
Yeah.
Stanley's out here sleeping, bro.
I'm
gotta
not a
do
fan
it.
of car sex.
Well, no one really is. It's not
Especially
like
as a
it's
big
like,
nigga, I can imagine.
Yeah,
you need a truck
that's
for that.
tough.
You
This
need
nigga
an
can barely
SUV for
get-
that.
yeah.
Things-
you need a-
even
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
had a truck, I'm like, no.
Really?
I was like, yeah.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Yeah.
Let's say
Definitely not.
that. It's not like, oh, I want to fuck in the car. It's one of those things where it's like,
Yeah.
in the moment it happens, you
Like,
get
I need
horny, it's
this.
like, boom, let's get it.
Yeah, it's worse when you have no place and the girl has no place. Like,
Yeah, right? It's like, oh, you can't come when my parents are home. And
It's annoying when a girl's like, I ain't got no place, but she's not down to do anything like in the whip and shit. It's like, who, where, when do, you know what I mean? Like, how is this gonna happen? How are we gonna do this? You're too bougie to fuck in the car, but you can't afford a place. But
I guess because I've always lived by myself, so I've never had that problem recently.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
so I'm like,
really?
Yeah.
Must
that
be
makes sense.
nice, bro. I don't know how you don't got an STD. You should be a walking STD right now.
I always wrap it up, bro.
Good for you. You don't really go raw a lot?
No, bro. Because one, I mean, I grew up in Africa, bro. AIDS is real.
Yeah, you're right.
one.
You're right. It took me
Yeah,
a
you
long
guys
time
gotta
to
be
jump on that
careful.
And
board.
then
you're
like,
right.
I'm not even worried about because STIs you can get rid of AIDS, bro.
Dude, if I was single, I would never fuck raw again.
Yeah.
I don't trust none of these kids.
Yeah.
Like people, like it's at the point where kids are offended if you bring a condom out. Like, excuse me.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's actually
like
crazy.
legit. Like people get offended.
I've done that.
Yeah.
What, you think I'm dirty, bitch? I don't know. How am I
Yeah.
supposed to know?
I've been in that situation before.
You have you?
I've been that nigga.
What, you got cheese?
Yeah, I got cheese, bro.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I got cheese.
She was like, you got a condom? You're
I
like,
didn't expect this
excuse
because
me?
we went to
The
high school
fuck?
together. Went to high school together is like 3-4 years after high school. I'm like, yo, you.
I don't give a fuck. I don't know what you're doing in your
I know, I
day-to-day
know.
Your free
bro.
time,
It made
right?
sense.
Out
It's-
here eating ass.
It's just after
doing all
that,
this
trying to put a
crazy
condom on,
shit.
my dick couldn't get hard, and we just didn't have sex because I got cheese. I'm like, yo, fuck, man. I came ready. I came prepared. I walked in
Condoms
hard.
aren't for humans, man. I don't know who invented that shit. It's like,
Bro,
it's
you're
rough.
putting plastic on your dick and shoving it in a person's
Yeah,
body.
like you're legit putting fucking plastic on your cock.
Like-
Might as well just put a grocery bag. Like,
Right,
what are we
That's
doing
but
what
here?
there's
I'm
some wild
saying,
people out there. I had a homie, like I think 2019.
It's like grocery bag.
He had one summer. We called him the back.
Sorry.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that thing's like grocery. I just visualize it in my head. I'm like,
Put in
bruh,
a fucking grocery bag on
that's
your
painful,
shit.
my nigga.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
I had a homie one summer. We called him the back alley bandit because for a whole summer he was fucking and getting ahead in back alleys of clubs.
This nigga sounds like
Back alley
this nigga sounds like a
bandit.
prostitute.
Bro, I went to my high school graduation last night, reunion.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
But I only went for like an hour.
Like a 10-year thing?
Yeah.
So
It was-
how?
it was
Give us a
12 years.
synopsis. How did you judge everybody?
Yeah, I didn't. First of all, it was fun, man. I went early. A lot of people came late. A lot of people that I didn't get to see, which was totally fine with me.
I feel like he was just like not trying to see some people.
Obviously.
Are you doing better than everybody?
I don't know. Off the top, I don't know. I would like to think so, but like I don't even judge it on that kind of scale. Yeah. The one that I judge it on is like who the fuck let themselves go.
Okay.
That like I financially don't care. Business wise, career wise, whatever. Money is whatever. Yeah. Like if you're doing well and you have a house and all that shit, or you have nothing, you still live with your parents. I don't really care about that. It's more so like, how do you like? Have you been respecting yourself the past 12 years? What have you been up to?
Could you tell people that like were on quote unquote, but then now are like whoa, like a shell of themselves, like a completely different person
from high school?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But like it's so 100%.
There was a bunch of them.
Oh, that's the majority.
What percentage would you say of the room was that?
Of what? Like those what people, percentage was like peaked in high school basically?
Yeah, those people that like pulled up and it's like, whoa, you're you know what I mean? You like decline.
Oh yeah. The percentage that was there, I don't know. I really talked to the people that like I liked. Oh, okay. And like it's not that I didn't like anybody there, but like, you know, friends that you actually like hung out with in high school, those are the people that I was like that I magneted like that I was attracted to talking to. And like I could even it was kind of dark and I didn't really like search to see who was in the room. I wasn't like, oh, let's see who else is here from high school. It's kind of like whoever was in front of me was kind of who I was talking to. So I probably missed some people that I wanted to talk to. But what percent? I don't know. You could just tell that like a lot of people just don't exercise, don't work out. So like that's an L. And then kind of just like you could tell they fell into the trap. You know, everyone knows the trap.
Of course.
It's like just don't get into that.
It's comfortable.
Don't get into that rat race. Don't become your parents. And then you just know that they did.
Is there people that like didn't like you before but now try to talk to you? Or like that you liked before and then now you were like, I don't like you?
I'm sure there's people that tried to talk to me that didn't like me and that sure like have probably like erased their perception like because it's been so long. I'm sure there's people that was there that still don't like me. I don't really give a fuck. But in terms of the people that I talked to, everyone that I talked to that I actually had like in-depth conversations with, interesting to talk to and it was good. It was like all good interactions that I had. It was good. But it's funny. It's just funny like kind of scoping the room and seeing like, oh yeah, okay.
I'm excited for mine. I want to go.
When is yours? Are you gonna do one?
I hope so. Shit, I'm not planning that, but if there's one, I'll go.
I was supposed to plan it with my buddy Brandon, but
it's just a lot, man.
He just did it himself.
It's too much.
Yeah.
How do you find?
It was at Starlight Casino.
What do you guys do?
I was just at the restaurant Match.
Oh, you guys just went
I only
to eat?
stayed for like an hour because I had dinner reservations. Oh. But it started at 7. I got there at like 7:45 and stayed until like 8:45. But then a lot of people didn't get there till like 9:30. Oh. So like when I was there was probably like just over 50. And then I was texting my buddy Brandon the whole night.
You got that many people to show up? That's crazy.
Dude, he said at the peak it was probably over 100.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but most people still live in the same area, right?
Have you done like a reunion thing?
We were supposed to do it 2020 because we graduated in 2010.
COVID though, right?
Because of COVID, yeah. So we had to delay it 2 more years.
Yeah, we haven't. I mean, it's...
When did you graduate?
2013.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So for us it's tough because like everyone's like all over the world.
Yeah, plus you're 10 years.
Yeah. So
you wouldn't have one.
I mean, I would love to go to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would want to go.
I'm sure a lot of people didn't go because they had a bad time in high school.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, man.
Yeah. We were talking about that.
I know one of my homies' ex used to talk about all the time of like how bad of a time she had in high school, and it was kind of awkward because it'd be like me and the niggas would be like, "No, it was sick. And she'd be like, I hated it." I'm like, I could tell. Obviously, which demographic you were part of in high school and shit. Like, those situations are kind of sad in my opinion.
Yeah, they
like,
kind of are. I get it.
Because they still stick around with a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's a long time, bro. You spend 4 years watching people like...
some people got bullied and stuff like that. You kind of don't remember because it was so long ago. And you're like,
bro,
it wasn't anything malicious because we were all so like...
Stupid.
You
know what I'm saying?
Stupid.
I was talking to a girl that was like, she switched schools in grade 12, yo. She graduated in a different school with like no friends. Because she was getting bullied the last 3 years. I'm like, first of all, leave after 1 year. Or 2 years. But that's even tough, yo. You're graduating with no friends and shit. Like, it's tough, man.
I think that's crazy because I think for me, because I went to high school back home, so it's different. So I mean, like, I had fun in high school.
I had fun too, man.
Don't though, and I get it.
I had fun. Even here, I had fun, man. I think it's just whatever you make it. It's the same thing as life. You just got to force the issue.
Yeah, but a lot of people, there's a lot of people who are socially awkward, who are kind of still socially awkward. Like, you kind of have those conversations. Like, when you have conversations, like, if I had a conversation with someone last night, you're kind of like, oh, they're kind of, like, the same in terms of, like, their social skills. Yeah. Some people, like, kind of blossom, and they're, like, more communicative. Like they kind of,
Yeah?
like, you know what I'm saying?
That's nice to see, man.
That's so nice to see.
That's
Like
nice
you
to
can
see.
actually hold a conversation with someone that you definitely couldn't.
That's
back
motivating
then.
too, because that's a complete 360,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Why do you think I went, dude? It's so funny. I'm probably gonna still post it, but there's nothing more motivating. If you want motivation, go to your high school graduate, like your reunion. There's nothing more motivating than that. You kind of look around, you're like, okay. I'm gonna go for 10K tomorrow too, just to let them know. Just to let them know. I was like, oh, this is easy. Bro.
Yeah.
And then I'm running, and the whole time thinking, I'm like, none of these motherfuckers is doing this.
Yeah, he's thinking about them the whole run.
Like, the whole run.
All 100 of you.
Dude, the whole run. I'm telling you. Think about every single one of the whole run.
That's nice. It's almost like you got to gauge where you're at in life, low-key.
That's exactly what it is.
You know?
Because, like, it depends on what you're trying to achieve. Like, but everyone knows that there's a certain foundation that you're going to need to have by the time you're 10 years out of high school. Where it's like, you don't have to be set in your career, but you have to be, like, on the way. Like, at 30, you should be, like, close to finding what you're going to do for a little bit. You can obviously do multiple things and change, but you should be in some sort of, like, secured idea or secure process of becoming something within your career, whether that's, like, a plumber, whether that's a lawyer, whether that's this or that. So 10 years is a good time where it's like, even if you fucked off the last 10 years, totally fine. But you shouldn't, there's certain things that you shouldn't have. Like, you should be able to pay your own bills by now. I think that's guaranteed. Yeah. If you're not paying your own bills by 30, you're not happy. There's no way.
I know a lot of people that still rep the whole, I'm just going to stay with my parents because it's tough to find a place.
Yeah,
but I'm like, in my opinion, I'm like, yo, I don't think anything is going to drop into thousands in ever.
Nothing. Like,
ever.
Whatever goes down.
I think we just got to,
what goes down.
You just got to figure it out.
Prices for things, what goes down.
You just got to force it. You got to figure it out. Especially me at my age, if I can do anything, if I see anybody younger than me or with less opportunities making shit happen, in my opinion, I'm like, you could do it. You can make it happen. Yeah. But I've heard that a lot from girls that I'm like, I'll be hooking up with in their 30s. They're talking about, I was looking for a place. I was about to move. When they were about to move, they were all excited talking about it like it's easy, it's light. I'm like, might be because you're a white girl, but fuck, still can't find a place. Now they're like, I think I'm just gonna stay home for a while longer. I'm like, I don't know what a while longer is, but maybe until you're married, if that's the way you're looking at it. But realistically, it's not gonna be affordable anywhere.
But I was gonna say,
about that, man. Sorry, go ahead.
it's different when it's girls. Though. I feel like girls can do that. For guys, I mean,
It's
guys
tougher for guys, but it's not as easy for girls still. Like the economy is fucked for everybody. You know
Exactly.
what I mean?
Everyone's playing under the same rules. People are acting like there's different rules for them. Like, oh, a house is cheaper for this guy or this girl.
I know some people that are like just got the right deals, just who they know. Where timing is everything, man. Like
have a network then.
Real shit.
That's your whole point.
That's actually what it comes down to. If you're gonna find the regular shit if you look on the regular platforms like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist and shit. But if you really network, that's honestly how you're gonna find the cheapest
Bro,
spots.
it's not
like.
what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah, man.
facts.
Maybe I could actually hook you up with somewhere here. I got some people with a basement suite.
If there's a bed, you know, I'm usually pretty.
No, like a suite.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll talk about it after.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I'm down.
Yeah, but like there's certain things that you're gonna need to have by the age of 30, where it's like, if you don't have these things, like paying your own bills. If you're not paying your own bills, if your parents are paying for anything for you at the age of 30, you're not happy. There's no way you could be happy when another adult, you're a full-grown adult.
But like if you're
Stop
paying,
letting kids think that 30 or 28 or these ages are not full-grown adults. You're a full fucking grown adult.
but if you're like paying for like the most things where your parents are helping you out here and there
No.
and shit, like you don't think you can still be happy with that?
No.
I think it depends on what age. And I get what he's saying because I remember in high school,
But like what?
one of the teachers saying like, if you haven't made it by 30, like, that's it.
Made what?
Like just again, same thing. Just like living by yourself. Just like
You don't need
have
to
a
live by
career.
yourself, but I'm saying like, let's say you stay, like if your parents have a big house and you're in the basement suite, fantastic. If they're not asking you to pay rent, okay. But if you better be paying your own fucking groceries, you better be paying your own phone bill, you better be paying your own fucking car, you better be paying for all the stuff that you would have to pay for.
Like the main things.
Yeah, if it's not the house, if it's not rent, okay, blessed. Save that. You should still be making it. But like, don't be living at your parents for 3 years, and then I'm like, hey, like, how much have you saved in the last 3 years? And you ain't got shit. Or you lie. Or you don't have to tell me, obviously. Like, you can just be like, mind your fucking business. But I'm saying, like, as long as you know, it better not be zero for you, because then that's just that's not.
Yeah, if you're paying for the main things, I think if your parents are helping out with other shit, it's fine because your parents at the end of the day and shit. But like if you're,
I don't think as a grown adult you should have anybody paying for your life.
I don't mind if my parents pay for this and that. If I'm till the day I die, I don't really care. Like I've been paying my phone bill, my car, all those type of things for a minute. Like even when I had my own place, I was paying for that.
Yeah.
when I was moving, for example, my parents wanted to pay for the fucking moving, whatever the fuck they're called, U-Haul or whatever. So they paid for that. There's certain things that when I had to get it fixed on my car, I didn't have it at the time. They paid for it.
Like if they borrow it, you like give it back. But like
there's certain things. No. But I'm saying
it's like a family plan. Like let's say you have a phone. It's a family plan. There's like 4.
No, it's just mine. It's just me.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying like if that was the case, then it's like okay, that makes sense because you guys are getting a deal. People have internet. You can share the internet. Your parents never use it. Blah blah blah. But if it's like just one thing where it's like Daniel on this phone plan by himself, but his mom's paying for it. Just for me personally, that's a no-go.
Yeah, that's different because all the stuff you named off earlier, I think those are like the main things, like phone bill, car, all those type of things. Like that's fine. Like if your mom buys you shoes and shit.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know what I mean? Shit like where I'm like, it's your parents, my nigga. You know what I mean? But like the regular population, I wouldn't be really on some. I wouldn't expect that. And actually, this actually brings up a good point. How does this rank in comparison to like a Steve Harvey? This guy's been on my timeline heavy recently talking about how he made it in his 40s and shit like that.
Yeah,
you know
I was going to say that.
So how does this, because it's crazy, all these situations, there's always going to be that 1% of somebody who really will just wake up one day, take their life seriously, and everything changes.
For sure.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, no, 100%. That percentage is very, 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 very
small,
low.
right?
Very low. It's always nice to see indications of that, and I'm sure whether it's Steve Harvey or whether it's Oprah or whether it's
40 is a long time to like.
It's not even that long, to be honest.
No, but I'm saying, think about it. When we're talking about 10 years out of high school, it's like you could rank people there the way you're ranking them. Now think about 10 years even after that. Like until you're 40, it's like, yo, me being the person that's the 40-year-old not really made it yet, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. Like at 40 years old where it's like you still haven't really, you see everybody around you got their shit going on. And you obviously understand your thing is not, if it's like acting or comedy, it's not like you can go to school, get papers, and then get hired type shit.
It's kind of talent thing.
But after a while, with anything, it's like, damn, nigga, 10 years, bro.
But they were still doing
you know,
shit, though.
20 years, nigga. Huh?
Like people like Oprah, they were still doing shit. It's not like they were just like.
Yeah, they weren't sitting on their ass doing nothing. They were still
doing
their parents.
stuff. They were
Yeah, of
figuring
course.
it out.
But like I said, Steve Harvey was still living in his car in his 30s still.
Yeah, that's fine.
For example.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's even if they're still doing something, there's still a level of struggle that's like
the struggle
very
should,
much
the
there.
Should be there. The struggle needs to be there.
It's just different level of struggles.
It's different, and it's also like, are you actually attempting to do something?
Yeah, you're right. That
you know
changes everything because that puts a lot of peace in your mind, man.
Yeah, because like like actors and actresses, like they're doing these roles and they're doing these auditions. They're going to every audition, doing these acting classes, like making it, trying to make it. They're just not getting the roles. So it's like you're actually like practicing and doing what you need to do to like eventually get it. You're just not getting it yet. So you got to wait those tables and you got to fucking do the Uber driving and all that stuff, right? To like make your living while you're doing the grind. But a lot of people just like are doing the grind to pay their bills, but aren't doing what's going to get them out of it, which is the acting classes, which is the going to auditions, which is the et cetera, et cetera.
It's almost delusional how like
it is.
Real like with on both sides actually.
Yeah, because people think that if you just see it or you just talk about it, you're doing it, and you're not.
Even how much you believe in yourself, even when you ain't got shit, is pretty delusional in my opinion.
Oh yeah, you have
like
to.
it's fucked.
Yeah.
That's why that's why even after like 10, 15 years, I can understand where it's like if you've been dealing with haters for a minute, you're used to it. But yo, people start saying the right things, and you've actually been like grinding at it, but not reaching that level for a minute. I can understand at a certain point, it's like yo, like. You know what I mean? There's certain things that might just start seeping through the cracks here and there.
Yeah, most people don't even fucking have haters because they're not doing anything. Like on the what do you want?
But some people hate on you just for literally being yourself.
Really?
You know what I mean?
I don't think it's just for being yourself. I think it's because I was reading somewhere or listening. It's because you're doing the things that they're afraid of doing, so it just brings that out of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like people hate on people who are doing stuff.
Like you've never walked into a room and you could feel it.
Feel what?
You know what I'm talking about? Like you walk into a room and you could tell that like your energy or like the way you're handling yourself. Like there's some people in that room that don't fuck with it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, I felt that.
I love that.
That's what I'm talking about.
But it's
you know what I mean?
because I'm so, I think, in myself, and that offends other people because they don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, like there's people that legitimately will hate you for nothing, for being yourself. Like
But
those people don't know you. You walk into a room.
But I think it's the confidence.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
the
it'd be
confidence.
like they would hate you. It's because of how you're carrying.
But that's
yourself
still
in a
nothing though.
positive
They don't
way.
know you.
Like let's say someone who's like timid or like a introvert, Like I don't feel like people like.
Well, no, that's easier to digest and shit. But like, it's still they don't know you. Regardless, niggas don't know you.
But it's the confidence,
You know what I mean?
those attributes that people aspire to have.
Yeah.
That is kind of like being like.
To me, it doesn't make sense. I don't allow myself to even like rationalize those type of ways of thinking because
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense. Regardless how we want to word it, it doesn't make sense.
People are haters.
You can legitimately somebody could walk into a room and you could be like, no, I only hate them because I feel bad about myself. It doesn't matter. You're still a hater, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't really change the facts. They still, bro. You literally walked into the room and the nigga didn't fuck with you. I think that right there. There's no more. I don't rationalize past that.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I literally saw the look in your eyes go down when I walked in the room. That's crazy. You allow a human being how much power on your life, bro.
Right?
That's wild.
That's wild.
Like that right there is something that's really more prominent now, especially when you really put your dick on the table, bro, and you don't care. Yeah. It's easier to be digested when you really ain't got it.
Because a lot of people don't have that kind of confidence to put themselves out there. Like
Yeah, and that's why, and it's almost disrespectful that when you're shy, like then they're like, oh yeah, I like you now.
Yeah.
It's like
because
what?
you're quiet. You don't do anything.
It's like what?
Yeah. They don't like people who do stuff.
That's why I like walking in a room. If I'm shy, I'll showcase that I'm shy and I won't talk. And then when they find out my personality, they're like, what the fuck's? Who is this nigga?
I love when I love that feeling. I love when your presence is like overwhelming. I'm like, oh, okay, that's not a me thing. That's a you thing.
You just gotta. That right there reminds me so much to like how much effort and you have to put into like the younger people that are around you and shit, so that when they get in those situations, it doesn't affect them.
Yeah, so they're not.
Because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Something like that, especially if you're growing up and because you have to rationalize everything. So if you walk into a room and you feel everybody hating you and you actually can't. Nobody's ever told you that, yo, people are like this. Bruh, at a certain point, that shit is really going to diminish a little bit of your wanting to be like this all the time type shit. It's interesting.
I think it depends. I think it depends on like where you grew up and like the environment you grew up in. Because like for me, like the reason why I'm saying that, I've never felt that. Because I went to an all-boys high school and they always focused on like just like not just teaching education, but also just like the whole being as a person. And even from like the way we dressed, it was like always emphasize, always look at
private.
Yeah.
Got those rich parents, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's
He's been living alone his whole life. What are you saying?
No, but that's my own shit. So that's different.
Yeah, you getting them.
Bro, if I was a girl, I would have grabbed your nuts so long ago.
He's getting those Zimbabwe checks.
You know what I'm saying?
You know?
Somebody refrigerate this guy's sperm.
Fucking African scams.
I've been getting a lot of calls recently, bro. I'm telling you.
Yo, what's up?
It's never Africans though. It's always Asians.
Asian people and brown people. Asian people and brown people
Those
been on my
Nigerians,
shit.
man, they be fucking sneaky.
Nah, Nigerians fell off. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, they
had their peak.
They had the beginning.
Yeah, bro, they had their peak
Show.
because nobody understood what was going on. Everybody believed everything you niggas said and did.
And then after
And
that,
and then brown people noticed that, oh shit, we can exploit this. And then Asian people, white people. Now you don't know. I don't pick up anything that I don't have saved in my phone. I don't pick it up. I don't pick it up at all.
Take no calls. I don't click no links to nothing.
I'm not doing none of that.
I always be checking emails when it's like, oh, your Amazon. I was like, oh, you make no Amazon order, or your fucking this.
See,
your account got locked, and you gotta fucking enter this information again.
No. It's easier.
Just have it locked.
It's easier when I've been on my shit, my numbers. I know what it's supposed to look like on a regular basis. So there's certain things I'm like, nah, I'm too broke for that. Yeah. You know what I mean? You ordered this? No, I wouldn't have done that. I can't afford that.
A 52-inch screen TV on your account. No, they didn't.
No, you know what I'm saying? That shit wouldn't have gone through, nigga. What you saying?
Yeah, but the reunion was fun, man. It was good. I was only there for an hour. I wish I stayed longer because these guys actually stayed pretty late, they said. But
I would have tried to fuck so bad.
You would have?
Yeah, it's like a fantasy, bro. It's like porn shit.
Dude, this is one.
The teachers show up?
No, I wish.
They probably old as fuck, probably. I'm like,
I mean, hey, I'm just saying, there's always those young teachers that you go to school with and shit.
There's this one person who went to our school who transitioned, and I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know. Fucking shoot, like they're drunk. They were drunk the whole night, bothering a bunch of people, smack my ass. I was like, who the fuck?
Was it a girl now?
A boy now.
Okay.
I believe.
Oh shit!
Don't even know. Smack
Grabbing
my
your dick.
Like tried to stick their finger up someone else's ass. Kiss one of my homies, one of my buddies from high school, neck.
Yo, what? That's hands, bro.
No, that was hands.
That's hands.
I told
That's hands.
Brandon, my buddy, I was literally like, yo, I was like, you're gonna have to do something. He's like, you want me to fuck it? I was like, no, I want you to defuse the situation, because me, I'm about to fucking put hands on it. Like, it was cheesing me, yo. I was actually like cheese from when I walked in. And like I'd walk away, go to a different group, boom, pull up. Walk away, I'd fucking walk away, go to another group, boom, pull up. I was like, I can't keep fucking doing this.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna ruin my night and I'm gonna ruin this fucking reunion. I was like, fucking Daniel hasn't changed. But I'm fucking cheese, man.
Understandably, bro.
But other than that that kind of was starting to ruin it. But other than that, it was good. Talking to some good people.
I don't know. Me, personally, if I don't know somebody well enough, I'm not putting my finger in their ass.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Maybe I'm different.
We weren't even friends. And I'm like, first of all, you transitioned. So like, I don't even know who you used to be. Like, you could at least be like, Daniel, how are you? It's me. I used to like that.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm like, oh, like you look familiar, but like I couldn't. Nothing.
I think you're supposed to do that.
I think you're supposed to do that.
I got in a conversation with somebody who like got mad at me. I don't know where they thought I was coming from, but I'm like, yo, I think if you're somebody who's transitioned that way, I think like, especially if you go to the club, for example, and you're really throwing that thing back on niggas and shit, at a certain point, you really gotta let niggas know, yo.
That happened a lot.
I think it's a moral obligation.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
But then the argument that I got back was like, oh, now you're adding this to the person's, like, they have to do this, that, and the third in order to live, blah, blah, blah. Which I'm like, okay, first of all, that's like if, I hate doing it, like, I hate comparing these two topics, but like, I'm not comparing them to say they're the same. I'm just saying, just to give an analogy. Yo, like, it's like being a black person and you're so bitter about the fact that you have to, bro, we all know if you walk in a room, everybody's gonna look at you. Imagine everybody looks at you, you're like, oh! Every room you go into and you just storm out. It's like, yo, you're black at a certain point, it's like, yo, you gotta accept it and then move accordingly. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, like, if I cut my dick off and I wanted to get fuck this nigga, it's like at a certain point you're gonna have to let a nigga know. I don't know what the surgeries look like nowadays, yo.
But it should be.
Regardless, the conversation needs to be had.
You may not be into that.
110%. If I'm seeing a woman in the club,
forcing it on you because you don't know. Because
exactly.
I've done a great job of transitioning. So
which it's like good for you, but like, yo, we got to communicate that still. Give me the option, yo.
Thank you. Give me the option.
And that also takes away a lot of like the violence that could come out of that, bro. I don't know what type of people we also think are in this world, bro, but insecurities and all these things can make people die off of like being embarrassed, bro. I hope you understand that. Now you have a flash in your head of being called you know what I mean, all these shit by your niggas.
Right? Because you didn't have the courtesy to tell me that you were a transition.
And you're laughing about it like, ha ha ha. Yeah. Bro, I'm telling you, during this argument, I had to Google it, and I Googled it, and I realized there's people that die like this, bro. This is the thing. 100%. And they're like, well, it just feels like unfair. It's like you're adding so much burden on them. I'm like, I don't think so. I think once you make that decision to cut your shit, there's like a list of things you're accepting.
What burden?
I think that's a burden for me to have to like wake up and realize I fucked a man when I didn't know.
Yeah. And I think it's a burden for me if I made a life decision for me to inform somebody who may not know, who may or may not like want that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like if I made a transition and I'm like, oh, probably I don't know if probably's heterosexual or homosexual, but I'm gonna take that option away from him by just not telling. It's fucked up.
It is, because if you think about it, just in like the just like hetero shit, like man, woman, woman, man shit. If a guy walks up to a girl, just shoves his finger up her ass and shit, especially at a public event, and people see that,
I think they get passes doing that.
Yeah, bro. I was just about to say, it's way different vibe like that. Yeah. You're getting your ass whooped. You're losing all your jobs. If everybody blah blah blah. Now, if you're coming up like that, it's like almost like the sympathy that I'm supposed to give you for the transition overcomes the self-respect that I'm supposed to have for. Which is like
crazy.
I don't play that, man.
So that's like the equivalent of like the black card or like the pass, like getting a pass. Like
how so?
Because you're transition, like because you're LG. Like there's certain things that you can do, like a black person, like saying the N-word. But like if a straight person went and stuck their you get your ass beat.
I understand.
But then if a transgender, it's like, oh, you can't because of the transition. And then it would be like a hate crime.
100%. Like, even as a black person,
double standard.
110%. Even as a black person, just because, we all know those black people that low key at a certain point, not low key, at a certain point in life, we realize they're actually, I didn't know you could do this, but they're abusing their black card.
Yeah. 100%.
Anything that happens, it's like, yo, like, we played with players that even lied. Like they get in a fucking fight and they know the coach is gonna be so choked they run off. It's like, you call me the N-word. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It's the go-to. That, even as a black person, for me, I understand that just because you're not black, it doesn't mean, just because you're black, it means you're right about everything you say. Yeah. So if I could look at it subjectively with my own people, bro, I personally look at it the same way as that, and I don't understand the whole. I'm telling you, I got met with a lot of anger when I was saying this. It was me and like a bunch of girls. I'm like, yo, I'm not saying anything about what they deserve, what they don't deserve. All I'm saying is I deserve some truth and honesty. That's it. Same way that you deserve it. Like if I have an STD, I gotta claim that, right? I gotta let you know. If I got a small dick as a woman, you complain about how you should know. You know what I'm saying? Real shit though. If I don't,
like prior to,
bruh, if I nut quick, there's a lot of women that are like, I wish I knew. I wouldn't waste my time, bruh.
Really?
I've been friends with a lot of women in my life where I'm like, this is entertaining.
See, that's too much.
Which is fine.
At the end of the day, dick, why do you need to know prior to?
Everybody has their own thing. I feel like if you're gonna get with a girl, you could usually see those character traits of her shitting on you for having a small dick before you get in there.
Yeah,
we all know this, okay? But regardless, though, it's like if all those things are happening and you're expecting these type of things, bro, it's not a lot for me to like ask when I say those type of
Yeah.
things. I mean, same way that I talk to you about kids. Yo, we're not having kids, right?
Yeah, from the jump. You said from the jump.
Off top. Bro, I am not waking up the next morning just because I was lit. Now I'm going to stress for the next month, 2 months, 6 months, waiting to see if next time I see you, you got a belly. Nah, bro, like I'm not, that's a lot. That's a lot of stress. There's so many things that it's like, we got to add all those things on there too. Like if I have to stutter through all those like questions, then low key, high key, I'm making you feel different. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to add that on my list because I talk to everybody the same. So I got to say, yo, listen, did you... I don't know. Let me know. Because if I have to ask it, did you hear what I was about to say? Me asking it is crazy. It sounds bad.
Asking it, people aren't comfortable asking it. So I think there's two things that need to happen. One, it needs to be like it needs to be a moral obligation, and that needs to be normalized. Where it's like, if you transition, you should have to tell somebody that you're trying to
hook up with,
or conversate with, or date, or whatever the case may be. And then two, they need to make others, like people that aren't a part of their group, like well as outside the LGBTQ plus community, feel comfortable in them being being able to ask
questions. Yes, bro, because it's not out of disrespect.
It's not out of disrespect. It's because I don't know. But like no one ever wants to ask. So like let's say for example, I first meet Stanley and I think Stanley's homosexual. I feel uncomfortable asking him if he's and like people act like you're not supposed to ask, but then it's like you need to treat me with respect. I'm like, well, how am I supposed to know where you stand and what you represent?
Thank you.
One, you're right. I try to ask, I get shit on. Two, if I don't know, I get shit on.
You get shit on. So you're basically supposed to bend over and take dick.
Yeah, or I'm supposed to be fucking that's so Raven and I'm just supposed to just know.
You're supposed to know.
You're supposed to know.
Which is wild.
You didn't have a vision, nigga? You're
Nah,
supposed to know.
I'm saying.
That's crazy.
Nah.
I used to get bothered by that. Then I realized, again, like you said, it should be a moral obligation.
It should be.
But I realized we're on like different moral codes.
Yeah.
So I'm not even surprised.
Dude, the Western
everybody
world is a
is.
piece of shit. I'm just gonna say it up top. Dude, the standards in the Western world are fucking crazy. I just keep learning that every day.
But it's not even just the Western world too. Like even for me, like there's certain things that like I look at like my parents' generation.
Yeah.
That are like just so wild to me.
Yeah, but that's different though. This is different. You could tell realistically the Western things that are wild to Western people and the things that we considered wild when it comes to like rationale is a little bit more prominent in the non-Western world, in my opinion.
You think so?
Sure.
I would disagree. The reason why I'm saying that, like, obviously, it's a lot more wild in the Western world. But for example, it's like how you can't talk back to your parents when they're obviously wrong about something. For example, like let's say if like your mom is obviously
just wait till you're an adult. That you just wait till you're an adult.
Even when you're an adult,
but what are they gonna do at that point? You're paying your own bills. You don't live in their house. Then you can have those conversations. It's like, okay, you want to get upset and you want to not talk to me? That I could deal with. Obviously, if you're living under their house and you're like, I'm always a believer. If they're paying the bills, they make the rules. Like that's just like whether it's right or wrong. That's just me. I'm like, if I'm a kid, I maybe whatever my mom's saying or my dad's saying, I may disagree with, but they run the house. They pay the bills, they go to work, they do all these things, they make sure everything's in order, everyone's eating, I'm clothed, I go to school, I do. So like, but then once I'm past a certain age where it's like it's either I moved out or I pay my own shit or I'm willing to pay my own shit, then that's when I can kind of stand on my 10 toes and be like, no, I don't agree with that, and then have that conversation. And whether it ends up with them sticking to their old ways and being like, not talking to me and being like giving me the cold shoulder or whatever, that's something you got to deal with. But like if you're under that age and you're still under their umbrella, I feel like you gotta do what they say.
I agree with that, but I think like the thing I've seen like in the African culture, like maybe Prof can speak to this too. There have been like aunts and uncles we don't talk to anymore because of like wild stuff like that, where it's like now I'm an adult. We're like not at the same age, but like I understand what it means to be an adult, and I'm having a conversation with you, and like now you're shunning me because in their eyes, I'm still a child. That's what I mean.
Well, but
that's them. That's not really a you problem.
I think that's
But it's like a cultural thing.
I was just about to say, I'm happy you said that, bro. I think there's a big difference between a cultural thing and then just like a society. Like maybe I'm saying the same shit, but I feel like there's the things you're mentioning are a culture thing when it comes to immigrants. You know what I'm saying? Like real big part. I mean, I understand that is shit, man. I talk about it on a regular basis. You can talk to my parents; they'll tell you about it, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not the easiest person to deal with when it comes to shit I don't really understand. I want to ask questions, and if you're somebody the pride thing is very prominent in a lot of immigrant families. Also, you got to understand that they've had to grind for literally a lot of the things till where we got to where a lot of people will look at it as, yo, you're getting a lot, but for us, like, yo, nigga, we work so much harder. So that's one thing, and I feel like since it's a cultural thing, that might be something that a white person might not understand that if they're not from there, right? But being a transgender is something that you could do as a black person. You know what I'm saying? So that's something, in my opinion, that just covers everything. It's not a cultural thing anymore. It's like not society, but like it's a life thing. You know what I mean? So like even as a black person, I would have that same expectation for you. Like, yo, if you look bad, like Dr. Miami bad, like you look nice, like at a certain point, you got to let me know just so you know I used to have a dick. Like I'll be shocked. Me being me, I'll just be myself and I'll be like, damn, and I'll like really just take in what we're just, and I'll probably give you a lot of props, be like, yo, good for you. I was almost there. You know what I mean? I was almost there. But I'm definitely not doing that. Thank you for letting me know because I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
Like that's an expectation thing. Like the family stuff you said 110%, but like the pride, like so many of those things are so cultural. Like everything you talk about, I relate to that.
It's the equivalent.
I relate to that.
It's the equivalent of like if I'm in a relationship and I'm trying to talk to you, like I should disclose that I have a girlfriend. Type
Yeah.
thing, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, it's like a life thing.
Yeah, it's it doesn't have to be transgender. There's a lot of things that like you just have to put on the table.
And that's why the rationale thing.
Yeah, it should be fair to the person that you're talking to.
That's why I brought up the rationale thing. Like something like that, you bring up to my parents, even if they don't understand fully and they're not repping the whole, I hope all my kids become transgenders. They're still like, they try to understand. So if they try to understand, it gets to the point where it's okay, cool, I understand what you're doing, even though I don't want to do that with myself. That's different because they have a choice. Now, if you tell them that you're taking away that choice from them of like, yo, you know, I hooked up with somebody and I didn't know they were transgender, that's completely different. You took away the choice, bro.
Yeah.
Might I say that's rape?
Yeah.
Might I say that's sexual assault to a certain degree?
It's
something. That's actually something.
Yeah,
that's something, man, because I'm pretty sure the way that they come at you when you gave somebody herpes and they didn't know you had herpes, but they call it, whatever they call it, I think they should call it the exact same thing as if you have sex with somebody and you didn't know. Because, bro, that's mentally, that'll fuck somebody up. That will fuck somebody up.
But it's just sadly it's not the world we live in.
You can't say but, because because this is the way I look at it. There's gonna be the people that do it and the people that don't do it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be, it's not the world we live in and accept these people are the prominent ones. No.
Yeah.
This is my expectations. If this is not the ones that you're gonna be down to be in my life, I'm not just gonna be around these type of people in order to be like, that's just how life is. Nah, bro. I've personally also been getting hit on way more since I started coming to Vancouver, bro. And I'm a lot more strict on this type of shit, yo. Yeah. Like I used to be the type of nigga to just slap ass or with random niggas, just because I know I'm a funny nigga and I know where I'm coming from. Yeah. Eventually, I'm out here starting to have people come up to me and grinding on me at the bar, grabbing me a certain way. I've had niggas put their dick on my thigh type shit, looking at me right in the fucking eyes. And like when they were walking up, I really thought we were just like, but you start realizing people don't take you serious like that. When it comes to this gay shit, me personally, I've noticed they don't really take it serious like that. Like if you're the type of person who's like, nah, I'm not really down for that. Yeah. There's a lot more leeway to push the envelope rather than if I walked up to a girl and I put my dick on her thigh like that,
bruh. There's a lot of passes that are. And
that's why I'm saying I am not gonna accept the whole narrative of that's just the world we live in.
No,
because it's the same thing with racism. Yeah. It's like somebody calls you a nigger or your kid a nigger, and the first thing you say to them is, "That's where we live in."
No, I think that's not what I'm saying. It's like obviously, I don't associate with those type of people, but I realize it's like I don't know how to change that perception.
I don't know if you could even
change
it.
Perception? What do you mean?
Even like for example, what you're saying is like for example, like you can approach a girl a certain way, but guys feel comfortable. Like there's a lot of things like even legally like that are just there right now that protect certain
That's
things.
why I
it's
think
not the same for like men.
You really have to like me personally. I think I have to focus so much on drafting my life the way I want it to be. That's why I'm like, yo, the people that really, I'm just going to say whatever I say for a general population. Yeah. Now, the people that don't agree with that, I'm not going to mingle with those niggas. Yeah. The people that do, though, I want to force making sure that that's the people in my life consistently. Because it's like, even though I'm not going to obviously decapitate anybody and make sure that at any point in my life, I'm not going to have any problems with anybody. Yeah. But it's definitely, for me, it would be redundant to like hang around a lot of shit that I'm like, I don't agree with this at all. I'm probably gonna at some point be pissed about it and say something. You're gonna get hurt, and it's like we just view life differently. I can respect what you're doing and be like cool, but I ain't gotta. You know what I mean? I feel like we really gotta formulate. Like you, for example, you gotta formulate your life. You can't be around a bunch of obese niggas. Yeah. That's not your life. Yeah. That's not how you want to be. Yeah. Like you can't. You gotta be around people that actually benefit your videography, all type of shit. You know what I mean? Or else it doesn't make sense. So it's like I understand what you're saying with like it's the world we live in. I just don't accept it as that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be your world. It may
exactly.
be someone else's world. Yeah. But like, so like for example, it's like now with all these things that are going on and all these random, like all this stuff that some people may not be used to, it's like now interactions are confusing. Now I don't know how to act.
Yeah. I hear you.
I hear you. And me and you have an argument. there's always that underlying sense of violence that we know can arise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like whether you have a problem with this guy or I have a problem with this guy, like if the problem gets to a certain point, we always know there's an underlying like potential of violence where it's like we're gonna fight. Like that could happen. Like someone might throw hands. But like now it's like obviously when you have a discussion like that with a woman, we kind of know that's off the table. Like you can call each other whatever, disrespect each other, but we know that underlying of violence, at least for most men.
I was about to say, I've been swung on, nigga, by girls. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
I was gonna say
men
about
is
that.
off the table. Some girls will do it, whatever. But we know when you're having a confrontation with a woman.
I hear what you're saying.
99% of the time, the underlying potential of violence is off the table. Now what happens when you're dealing with someone who's transgender and you don't know? So
I'm not
used
losing
to be
that
a
fight.
woman, now so I'm getting my fucking a finger stuck up my ass, and I'm turning around. I'm like, yo, this brother, I'm about to swing.
You know, I ain't gonna lie to you,
What
man.
happened?
You said that shit, and I'm so happy you said it. I've been saying it more recently because I'm like, my dick is actually getting bigger. I don't believe that just even because you're a woman, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I've been.
Even with
I ain't gonna lie.
that too.
Recently, in the last couple of years, it's been reiterated to me. Now I gotta let motherfuckers know, bro. I'm African, right? So I'm. Oh, sorry, brother. I'm from a place where even in school you got your ass beat. I'm talking like electrical cord, wooden sticks. Doesn't matter what it is. Like hands, feet, everything. Like if you're on the street and you're doing dumb shit, other people's parents are allowed to whoop your ass. It's a community thing.
Yeah.
So. I also grew up knowing that, yo, I'm not gonna lie to you, growing up, if you had beef with somebody, doesn't matter if it was guy or girl, bro, we used to meet up at the same spot and the whole school watch and you're squaring up.
Yeah.
Whether it was a guy or a girl. And I'm telling you, I thought that was equality my whole life.
Yeah, 100%.
So we come here and you realize, obviously it's different, like, especially when you get older, like the size of shit. But recently, man, especially working downtown, like I said, the disrespect that I've faced, especially, like I said, the gay shit, that made me very much solidify, this is how I feel about it. You know what I mean? I don't play around as often with certain things. Now, when it comes to women will walk by you, grab your dick, do whatever they want.
Bro, can we talk about
women,
that,
women, bro, like there's a line of things that are allowed to be done because we're also supposed to be so passive out here.
Yeah.
Again, I am from out of here, but I'm infiltrated in this environment. So I gotta let motherfuckers know, I am the one. Like, I hope you understand. I've told a girl this before that came to my face this close, and I'm like, yo, you can put your hands on me if you want. It might not end the way you think, because if I'm 5'6", yo, so I think my odds are good if I'm up against a girl. When she attacks me first, okay. I'm not walking by every girl and being like, okay, wingspan, you know what I mean? Like I can square. But bro, that's one thing that's been solidified recently because I got in situations where I was okay. You gotta whatever it's a girl, you gotta take it, and then you realize this is the girl's personality trait. Whatever happened to you as a child, whatever happened to you growing up, you really feel like you can outburst on the world. Like this, not just which I can't imagine what you do to girls because they're your own size type shit. But if you can really go up to a guy and you look at him in the eyes like, yo, I know I got you. Yeah. That's terrifying. 2, you're actually now doing it. Yeah. Like even if you're throwing hands and it's connecting, but you know you can't fight. It's crazy to me that nobody's ever like put their hands on you that you're scared to do what you're doing right now. Yeah. So me, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't believe in being somebody's fucking doormat. I don't believe in that shit. So
basically, if a girl swings on you, you're swinging back.
100%. But listen, it really depends on how long we've prolonged to there. But if you really walk up to me and put your hands on me, bro,
100%.
You're gonna get a solid push in the titties. Something. We're gonna gradually go up to it because I know in public, if somebody turns the corner and we're here fighting and it's me and a girl, they're gonna run towards me and fuck my ass up.
But you know what's so funny?
You know what I'm saying? Because I looks bad.
I need to find someone. Someone needs to come up to me and like have this conversation with me because I feel like I don't know anybody. Like, there's so many videos I've seen where it's a confrontation. The guy's trying to walk away and do some shit. A girl or a woman is doing some reckless shit and starts throwing hands on him. Yeah. And he's kind of like taking it for a bit and she won't stop. Yeah. And then he like knocks her out.
That's how it always goes.
But I feel like no one looks at that video and was like, the guy's wrong.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's like, well, she fucking.
But that's if you get to watch the whole video.
Yeah,
How often do you walk? Again, if you walk around the corner, do you look at it?
Context.
Automatically, your brain goes to damn. This bitch about to die. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're squaring up with Daniel, if Katrina and Daniel are squared up, right away I'm ready and I'm telling Daniel to relax. You know what I'm saying? Because like I don't know how we got here, and I always try to say this when I'm diffusing situations. Yo, I don't know how we got here. I'm not trying to say that your feelings ain't shit, but it's just a bad look.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is a tough look right now.
Because this is what my next question was. Like, what are you guys' thoughts on equality? Because I'm saying, for example, if Daniel and I are fighting, and then it's Katrina and I, you're not going to have the same reaction.
Of course not.
To me and him fighting.
Okay,
like,
yeah, but there's okay. You want me? I can answer that question. I can say my piece, and then you can say yours. In terms of equality, there's never gonna be. It's not gonna be equal.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think there's opportunities. Like I think there should be equal opportunities. But in terms
100%.
of men and women are just too different, and there's like this narrative that's been trying to be pushed that everything
Doesn't
should
work.
be the same.
Yeah.
I'm like, it doesn't work.
I hear you.
Like if you leave girls to do like whatever they want and guys to do whatever they want, it's gonna be different shit. Obviously, there's gonna be the 1% that do the same and the 1% at the top and the bottom. But the extremes, like that, there's a reason. There's a reason guys like to buy cars and girls like to fucking have like, take care of families and be nurses and work at like take care of people. They're more loving. There's just that's so we were having this conversation. I was like, I don't get why people get offended when we say that men and women are different. Like no matter how many kids I decide to have or how many kids you decide to have, I would put everything I own, my mom's life, that you're not gonna hire a fucking male babysitter. I can just put that
Bars.
right now.
I can say that right now too.
I can say that, but like that's just who knows a male babysitter?
I hear you. And that's not even.
And it's like not 18, 22. Like who's gonna be like give a 25 knocking at your door? Hi, can I help you?
That's a creep,
hey,
first of all.
Here to watch
That's
your
a creep.
kids. Fucking full
This
beard.
guy's door knocking for children.
Yeah. No. It's gonna be a woman can be from 12 years old to 45 to 60 years old. And if they're like, hey, like I'm a babysitter.
Which is crazy because that's not even saying that women don't molest or do any of those things to kids.
That's not even saying
it's just
that.
It's just what we're
It's
our
just what we're
eyes. It's
accustomed to.
easier for our eyes
But
to
it's
really
because
digest
that's
that.
just natural.
Yeah.
It's not like a thing that's been programmed into us.
I hear you.
We like I know I can trust most women. I want to say most, not all. Most women to take care of a child. It's just innately.
I think they have a more natural motherly thing than even the guys do on their fatherly side of things.
So I can get a 16-year-old babysitter that knocks at the door. Oh, I'm here to watch the kids. Great.
Yeah.
It could be a fucking 52. Oh, it's grandma. Oh, I'm here to watch. Great. And everything in between. But have a 47-year-old guy fucking walking up being like, hey, probably I'm here to watch
like
your fucking
Jeffery
I'm not doing none of
three
that.
daughters.
I'm not doing that.
I'm here to watch your three daughters.
not doing
Like,
that.
what the fuck?
And that's exactly what I was saying before too. That I was leading to before about when you're asking about equality. If I'm willing to do that with somebody who's the opposite sex as me, like a woman, I don't understand why I'm supposed to give extra leeway for somebody who's doing other things. You know what I mean? Like if you're transgender, whatever the case is, bro. Like all down the line, respect does not change because of your status.
Yeah.
Because your look in your eyes, the look in your skin, all those type of things, yo. I know it makes it a little bit harder. We're all human, so there's certain people that your posture is gonna be different around. If Obama walks in this motherfucking room, you're not gonna act the same as if me and Stanley walk in this room. Sure. So that's just a natural thing. But like when it comes to equality, you hit around the nail, bro. When it comes to equality of like what we're able to do, my nigga, let me see any of you guys try to guard Shaq, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
We could cut it right there, bro. We could put Elizabeth Cambridge, I think that's her name. We could put Sky Diggs against LeBron. Who do you want, bro? Who do you want?
It don't matter.
And Shaq said this in a podcast recently of, bro, like that actually might help WNBA to lower the rim a little bit.
Yeah.
Because they do that in volleyball.
Yeah, why not?
Bro, I went to nationals for track this year because my homie Josh Adams, shout out, the dude won bronze. He's representing Canada, or BC, sorry.
What sport, sorry?
Track.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He was doing hurdles, 400-meter hurdles. But I was watching just in general, like, if you watch the full day, the hurdles for the men, so high. It literally, I walk by that, it's like fucking on my titty almost. Hurdles for women is like on my knees almost. It's so low.
Significantly low.
It's significantly low. Like I'm talking like when I mentioned it, I'm not used to being around track pool all the time. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, is this like, like you know what I mean? Is there like different tiers? I thought there was high schoolers pulling up. Yeah. I really thought, but like, no, it's for the women. I'm like, that's crazy. Like it's so low, and this is normal. It's not even saying that as like, oh, you should be embarrassed that it's like you're a woman and you're that much low. No, it's just like we accept that this is what they need.
Yeah.
Like you're not Usain Bolt. You'll never be fast as Usain Bolt. There's certain things where it's like it really just hits. It reiterates what you said about there's certain things we'll never be able to.
Yeah, but it's because like a lot of people aren't that smart. Yeah. And they get tricked easily into thinking that they should be something else that they're not. Where it's like you should be able to do that. It's like
I think life experiences will change that for you.
I think so. I like going through life. Yeah,
will change that for you.
Yeah,
you know?
So that's why people have phases in their life where they're like they look back and they're like, oh yeah, I fucking didn't know anything.
You have to be open to it though. I think that's
100%.
not just life experience. Being open
looking
to it.
for it.
Even playing sports. There's certain things I won't look at the same if I never played sports and played a bunch of girls or played with girls on my team. When I just started playing, it's like cool. Let's play with everybody. Yeah. You know what I mean? Put anybody on my team. I try hard as fuck, so I believe everybody's like that. Come to realize, I actually didn't play sports growing up, so there's certain certain drive in me that not everybody got.
Yeah.
So that's one step. Second step, it's like, damn, bro, now you're starting to accept why you understand why nobody wants girls on their team. Not because they suck or anything. It's just, bro, it's a different pace, bro.
Yeah.
It's a different pace. There's obviously girls that are going to be way better than a lot of the guys, but for the majority, if you remember back in PE class, yo, how often did you have a girl on your team that was working niggas?
Yeah.
Even just the senior team against the senior women's team, how often was it like, yo, they
younger age for sure. Like grade
but the
4 or
older, I'm
5.
saying the older you get, though, the more you grow into your body, the more you realize,
Once you
oh,
hit puberty, it's kind of tough.
it's like, oh, you're not taking this elbow to the titty, bro. What are you saying? What are you saying? And that's no disrespect. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
I've accidentally hit my sister's titty with my elbow before when I was trying to tickle her, and the pain in her eyes, bro, is crazy.
So you know what's funny?
Nah, come on. Shaq is killing niggas.
So you know what's funny is that I think this is a conspiracy theorist, like a theory, a conspiracy theory. So it's basically all the yeah. See why you smiling? Okay,
No, because I'm curious to hear it.
This is the conspiracy theory: is that the government has tricked women over time, like with this feminist movement and all this shit, to pull women outside the home.
Okay.
So first thing, it's like this is all for taxes and all this shit. Like they want more money. So it's like first, let's start this feminist movement, empower women. You could be like a man. You can have a career just like that. Now women want to get into the workforce. They don't want to take care of families anymore. No more stay-at-home moms. Or like even like the thought of being like, oh, you should be a stay-at-home mom. It's like, why? I could fucking have a career and do both. And like, which is great, you can, but I'm saying that thought process was indoctrinated in them by the government. So it's like, okay, we only have men working in the workforce. Women are fucking at home taking care of the kids. That's a lot of money we're not getting. So let's fucking empower these women to get into careers. So now they're getting paid and they have jobs. So that's more tax money for us, right? That's number one. Number two, if the women are working, who's going to take care of the kids? We got to put them in school. So now we can teach them what we want to teach them instead of the mom and the dad when he's home teaching them what they should know, like entrepreneurship, how to pay taxes, da-da-da. We'll just put them in school and teach them about Saturn and all this bullshit that they don't really need to know and fucking make them workers, right? So that's number two. First, empower women. Make them fight with men. We're equal. We should get paid just as much as you, doing the same job. Let's get them out the home. Now we got more tax money. Two, no one's looking after the kids now, so now they need daycare or they need school care, so now we can teach the kids what we want to put them in the workforce to even get more tax money. So that's the conspiracy theory that people are saying is what's going on, and I kind of gave it a second thought. I was kind of like, that's kind of legit.
Yeah.
That's a legit fucking theory.
Interesting.
That is. And not that women could, like, I think if a woman wants to work, but like now they're getting convinced that they shouldn't be stay-at-home moms. When a lot of women, I think,
Like taking offense to it.
they take an offense to it. When I think because of how biologically women are, like they're so much more caring, and they see, oh, that dog's so cute. Oh, look at that baby. And it's like there's just that loving, caring compassion.
It's not
that's
often
just naturally in them. It's like, what's so wrong about them doing, like having that? Like their life is like taking care of their family, even if they want to work, but like the family, holding the family together.
There's a
doing
different
that.
vibe from when you're talking to a mom than your dad. I don't know.
100%.
Maybe it's more noticeable if you grow up in a place that's not so westernized
Yeah.
and shit, where it's like you could really tell the difference. Like the roles in families are a lot more distinct in a lot of
is what I do,
places
this
in the
is what
world.
you do.
And it's not even in a disrespectful way.
It's not. It's just-
There's a lot of things I grew up watching where I'm like, oh, this is efficiently how things work.
Efficiently, the
Now when I'm
strongest
here-
a household can be
now
is
I'm
if
here-
you have both jobs.
I feel you, man. Now I'm here. You talk to certain people that even like are growing up now, or even our age, my age actually,
Yeah.
where I find myself fighting so much, like a tug of war, fully on certain things. Where I'm like, yo, I understand. I'm also not right about like a lot of things. I understand that, but there's certain things where I'm like a tug of war, where I'm like, damn, I wonder if like, I don't know, me, what I saw in my house. From my mom, my dad, the way they move and shit, I don't see that happening in future parents and households and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like what we see in the old generation of like the roles,
Yeah.
the distinct roles of people that like are not just westernized. Like I'm talking like the clean, you know what I mean? Those type of things, and they're really good at it and they enjoy it.
So-
like they love the empathy's there when it comes to the mom side of it, and it's not like, oh, dad's never around. It's like, nah, niggas working type shit.
Question: do you think that's one of the biggest contributors to divorce? Why divorce is going up?
Yeah, I think so. And I think
Yeah,
I was
there's no
gonna,
understanding.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I agree with what you guys are saying too. It's not only that, but going back to what you're talking about too, I think one of the biggest problems is there isn't that same level of respect of stay-at-home moms and a woman working. I feel like if there was that same level of respect, like what you're saying, like people actually looking at like just being a stay-at-home is such a big factor. It should be considered a job itself, not only because
I respect women way more that do are stay-at-home moms than have like high-profile careers.
But like
Doesn't
we are in
really
the
matter to
minority
me.
though, and that's like we're saying, like I grew up seeing that. I saw like the dynamic between like my grandfather and my grandmother. Like there was like the home functioned because he was a farmer.
And they're happy as fuck, bro. I don't understand what's wrong with it.
But it's like I think it could do with that conspiracy theory. Where
That's
it's like,
the theory.
And you know what?
They're being tricked and being told that you should be able to do what he does.
And I think
You don't
also
need a
it's like
man.
maybe touching on what you're saying. I don't know if I buy into it fully, but like I think it's letting a lot of outside noise in too.
Yeah.
I think most relationships, even friendships, are like that. But if you're talking about marriages, again, I don't see what I saw back home
Yeah.
or what I see around a lot of OGs that are like not from here type shit, yo. Like I don't see it of the outside noise when it comes to there's certain things you shouldn't be getting offended about. Like there's certain things you should know the person.
Yeah.
And you know where they're coming from, and you know exactly what they mean, what they say, rather than what you read on Twitter or what you saw on Twitter is most men do this. There's so many arguments that are like that where it's like you're not fighting with this person, you're fighting with this narrative, my nigga. You're not fighting with the person
The individual.
at all, bro. So I really think, and there's not enough understanding where it's like you're really trying to understand the person.
Yeah.
It's more, again, it's such an outlook thing because the reason why I think it matters so much what the fuck you read on Twitter is because it matters how people look at you.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be this person they're talking about. So now you're really neglecting that this person is an individual. And I think that they're
generalizing.
also neglecting how themselves are supposed to be an individual. And they're like clinging on to so many of the world's fucking views on shit that they're bringing on to that person. It's hard to find a person in general. I've met, especially recently, a lot of women that have this characteristics, but it's hard to find a man that like ain't got pride where it's like it comes out right away. It's more of like empathy and sympathy and let me listen.
Yeah.
Because one, I don't find a lot of I haven't been in a lot of situations and arguments with women nowadays, or even men too. We fucking seen it where it's like, okay, cool, I understand shit's getting heated, but let's talk about it. Let's have some rationale to it. So then it makes you not really want to be that empathy nigga all the time because you're the one trying to listen all the time type shit. So I think there's not enough understanding I'm 25. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But when I see even just from friendships trickling all the way down and up, whatever fuck you want to call it, I would say that really affects it like a motherfucker, man.
But that's why I also think that's why sometimes I don't struggle, but like I always kind of question like when people always like try to label like us as black.
Yeah.
Like it's
I
like
hate
that's
it.
like a big thing. Well, it's like, yeah, I am black.
What do you mean by that?
But that's not all I am.
Yeah.
They're
Like,
acting like that's
Give
what
us a scenario. What do you mean by
like that's what you need to be. Like it's like, oh, you're black. Like even interracial couples, perfect example. Like you should be with a black, like you should be with a black woman, or you should be with like an Asian should be with an Asian. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm Asian, or yeah, I'm black, or yeah, I'm this, but like that's not all I am.
I understand
and like
what you're saying.
like there's so many different parts to me that someone may have all those parts, but the ethnicity or the religion or the culture thing that is a perfect match for me and what I'm looking for and what I want. So like even the like when you're talking about Twitter, like it's like categorizing people and generalizing people. It's like you need to be this. You're this. You're over here. Where it's like, why can't I be?
I feel that.
Right? You know what
and
I'm
it
saying?
scares people. I think a lot of other black people too, where it comes from when they say you should be sticking to your kind, whatever fuck. That's basically what they're saying. Sounds a little aggressive when I say it like that, but I think it comes from also like noticing how much of their culture is low key like dissipating or disappearing, and you almost assume that the other person who's dating the white person isn't nurturing their blackness enough. Right when you started speaking on it, first thing I thought about was I understand where they're coming from, but my point is that as long as the person loves your blackness still, like, because that's something that will never not be you.
Change.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm not saying that has to be like the leading factor for everybody. Some people, it means a lot more their culture to hold on to that than others.
For sure.
But like, I think as long as the person you're with, even if they're purple, bro, if they love your blackness, like love,
They love you for
and
who you
want to
are.
understand it,
Yeah.
because that's like that's you.
Yeah.
And I understand what you said of like me being black. That's not just me, but like the culture and the blackness thing, bro. It's like, yo, we understand. You understand what I mean when I say that's you. You know what I mean? That's
It's
a big
funny,
part
but
of
you know what's funny about that is I totally agree, but they'll say that when it comes to relationships,
Yeah.
but
not
they won't
everything
do that
else.
with everything else.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like what? What do you mean?
Like they're not supporting you. They're trying to say you like basically support black people or the black movement by being with someone who's black or like being in a relationship with someone who's black. But then let's take relationships out of that. how else are you supporting other black people?
It's situational. It's so
but is
situational.
it?
Yeah, it's
always
situational.
You see rappers killing other fucking black rappers. Like, no one
It's
else fucking does
situational.
that.
That's like Vlad, yo. That's like niggas saying that, oh, if you watch Vlad all the time, you already know he's fucking portraying all this hood
Vlad?
shit.
Sorry.
This is guy who does interviews, and it's really all leads to being a bunch of just gangbanging shit. You really gotta. Who called him out recently, bro? Andrew Schultz actually called him out, man. I was watching a clip on it. And that's why I say everything is situational, man. Because the same way that you're going to say, oh, yeah, but we're in the hood. First of all these things are situational. This is we're starting to generalize shit too. Like the same people that say the shit about the relationship, in my opinion, I don't consider them automatically in my mind the same people that are saying the other things or not supporting blah blah blah. I try to every one of the situations is different. There's gonna be black people that support more than others and some that don't. Some that make sense when it comes to a conversation or an argument about relationships. I'm like, okay, I see where you're coming from. But then the way they support me when it comes to like stuff, I'm like, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
So that's situational as fuck for me.
There are patterns though that you see, and that's like. And you can see them with different cultures, not just black culture.
But you got to mention that though, like preface it because there's a lot of people that watch it and just digest it because you're black, so you're speaking for all black people. You know what I mean?
I'm saying there's just patterns that you see with every culture, whether it's positive or negative, that we can't just ignore and say those patterns haven't like been happening.
No, they're happening.
Oh, they're definitely happening. So that's what I'm saying. So it's like, to see someone come up, I feel like black people struggle to support each other. And I'm talking about like
I can't agree with that.
Yeah, see that's just my
think about the show we just went to. Think about how we had almost 100 people in there.
So
you know,
but I'm saying as like so. Let's say I'm generalizing. I am generalizing, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying a pattern of events that have caused like this perception
from you.
Does that make sense? Correct. My perception based off of patterns and situations that I've seen that may not always involve me, but that I've seen on the news or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So like perfect, like that's a big reason. Like let's say Kanye West, like regardless whether he's right or wrong or what he's saying, or even Kyrie, everyone like a lot of black people until one person. There's always one person that comes up, and then you see people start following. Like it was Jefferson. You see Richard Jefferson. When he was like, oh, well, Kyrie, they're making Kyrie do that.
Nah, it was Jay Will. Jay Will came out first.
Oh, sorry, Jay Will. Not Richard Jefferson. It was Jay Will. So Jay Will was first, and then that's when you kind of started to see it. Like, but like to be that first one, I feel like we struggle to do like to.
Well, shit, that's different though. I mean, shit, you gonna lose your job, man. Nigga, shit, like.
But like for
because
that's what I'm saying.
No, but I'm saying I'm saying in that environment especially,
100%.
There's already such a small amount of black people in there, and then now the person that's getting in trouble,
they're not gonna sacrifice.
The way that they got in trouble doesn't make sense to us already. So if you know that they're really sacrificing this nigga, they're sacrificing Kyrie. However, if they want to give him his job back, he's playing today.
Is he playing today?
That's what they said. It doesn't matter to me anymore because you've already shown me your colors.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about the Nets owner. I don't care about those things. And I'm not repping whatever you think is anti-Semitic about what he said. I'm not repping that. Way I look at it is if you didn't watch every interview of Kyrie from that day, you didn't even know about him before. But I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. If you just watch his shit from that day, all the questions they asked him, how he answered it, you actually kept up with it.
He didn't say anything.
Bro, if you actually kept up with his answers of like, yo, do you believe you're anti-Semitic? The dude's like, yo, his answer was, I can't be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from. I didn't understand that answer until Jay Will spoke on it. I'm like, oh, that's crazy because this dude is, I think, half Hebrew or whatever he is.
Exactly.
So it's like, there's a lot of things where it's like, so many things played into it that I understand the fear because I feel it even when I watch it. And I understand also it's a little bit different when it's not like, everybody around you is the same as you, so you can really get away with it. Bruh, like Dave Chappelle said it best, yo, fucking Kanye was being wild the fuck out, Kyrie got in trouble for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild as fuck. But Jay Will came out. I think it's the same thing with like white people when I watch some of the wild shit that happens, depending what it is. A lot of white people sometimes will get quiet because at the end of the day, they worry about their money in their pockets too. And then depending what the thing is, how it transpires, they'll come out. Jay Will, that was ballsy because he could have lost his job for that. Jay Will didn't come out after everybody was like, yes, Kyrie. He came out just to say, yo, this is fucked.
Yeah.
Because it actually doesn't make sense at a certain point. At a certain point, we're not really trying to rectify or learn, especially. We're not trying to learn or figure things out. We're really just trying to punish somebody.
I think
and show our power.
But I think if you truly believe that he said something wrong or didn't say anything at all, because there's such a little percentage of black people that are up in like that high prominently. If you're someone who's also up there as a black person high prominently and you agree just like Jay will, I think it's your responsibility to speak on it if you're seeing him get crucified
I hear
unfairly.
What you're saying. And I think this is a human thing where we can speak on it as a human level thing, the selfishness that comes in when it comes to
Sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
I got you.
bars.
But
No, I'm not even gonna try to repeat that. But you know what I'm saying though? Like, how often do you how often have you been in situations, and this is actually really sad when I think about how often I've witnessed it, that you witness some wrong shit going on, whether it's the cashier getting shit on because she's wearing a hijab and the white dude doesn't like it, blah, blah, blah. How many people in those establishments ever speak up or say anything?
Yeah.
not many.
Whether they're white, black, doesn't fucking matter what it is. So the way I look at it is, yo, this is the general population. Now I'm thinking about the 1 percentile of people. That's because this is the people we're talking about, the millionaires and shit. So you're up there, even if you agree with the nigga, I understand. I don't look at it straight as a black person thing. I agree that, yo, we should all stick together. I've lost hella jobs. I used to work at Gold's Gym. I lost a job because I started standing up for niggas. I lost a job.
Yeah.
So I agree with what you're saying fully. I just understand the fear, and
I get it too.
I understand all the whatever the fuck that play into it. I don't know what word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But I understand all everything that's like has to play into it. You're feeding a family. It's not like you're just feeding yourself. Like you got a family to feed, this, that, and the third. Jay Will, that's why I respect the fuck out of it.
But that's the video.
That's why I respect the fuck out of it.
The video I showed you last time was even the Jewish fucking owner. Remember on Breakfast Club? I showed you the video. He's like,
it was me. It was me.
oh, it was just me and you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I showed him this video. So basically, we were talking about what Kanye has said. Like that the record labels are owned by all these Jewish people.
Which is hilarious that now you're going to shut his shit down because he said that. Or you're proving his point.
That who?
Like if you're going to be like, Jewish people control everything, and then all your shit gets shut down because I said, aren't you proving the point?
But no one ever questions it because my point was going to be, I was like, fine. It doesn't even have to be the black people. I don't even have a problem with that because I'm like, keeping your check. For me, it's like the white people or like people of that person's not of that race.
Yeah.
Where is that same energy when Epstein was doing
Thank
wild
you,
shit?
bro. There's an owner.
There's so much
the owner
wild
of the
shit that
Suns right now
happens.
is still in his seat, bro.
Yeah.
And this dude is supposed to be out or working his way out of it. No.
I think they're trying to sell the franchise.
We just got a different energy for different people. Let's just keep it how it is, bro.
No, but we know that.
Ime Udoka should have a job by now. I know he's done some wild shit. We don't even know it. We're talking off of what the fuck we know. But my nigga, Steve Nash came into the league and first job he got was to coach fucking Kevin Durant, bro.
Jeff Saturday.
Are you kidding me?
Is that the guy from the Colts?
Yeah. Jeff Saturday.
It doesn't make sense.
He's never
That's wild.
I think he coached the high school team.
Okay, so we can understand this. Especially, I'm telling you, if there's somebody who plays sports, there's certain things you start witnessing, especially you get older. I'm like, nigga, this shit, you
Doesn't
shouldn't
make
be
sense.
there.
It doesn't happen
You
for black
should
people.
not be there.
100%.
So I understand
But everyone knows that.
There's a different level of that's why I always try to preface everything, because white people would watch this and be like, yeah, that's why I agree with that. They should speak up. But bruh, there's a level of fear you will never understand as a white person that comes with fucking like, yo, you're watching somebody get fucking like crucified type shit.
Yeah.
And you understand. It's like, I don't want to fucking compare it to that because it's so extreme, but it's like watching somebody literally getting killed, getting like, abused like another black person, and they're calling him a nigger, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
And it's like a crowd of 50 people that are okay with this. You already know. Even if they're not speaking up, you're a part of it.
courage,
In my
bro.
opinion, if you're not speaking up, you're a part of it. So if I'm now going to walk up, I don't look at it as me versus the 3 people beating that nigga up. I look at it as me
you
versus
and the
50
50.
people.
Yeah.
So I understand
It takes
that.
courage,
It's
man.
just, it's crazy to be willing to die for the cause is crazy, man.
But that's the only way the cause is gonna get changed, and that's what people don't understand.
Hey, shit,
If you
man.
literally you burn the boats,
I hear what you're saying.
burn the fucking
There's
boats,
but
bro. You want to take over the
you
island?
gotta trust.
You fucking burn the boats.
You gotta trust that there's people afterward you that are gonna avenge or like make it worth it.
Well, that's
though.
what I'm saying.
You
So
know?
like that's why people like the people up higher up need to support these people. If they're wrong, they're wrong.
Yeah.
Don't support them. Tell them that they're wrong. Doesn't need to be a black thing. Doesn't need to be an Asian thing. Doesn't need to be a race thing. But if you see that one of your own is getting crucified,
You gotta jump in.
Your boy didn't even say anything.
You gotta jump in,
He
man.
retweeted a fucking link, and people crucified him for a movie that they didn't even watch.
The way I look at it is they just assumed where he was
just
coming
assumed.
from.
Dude.
They assumed what he wanted to do.
You know what they
rather
did?
Than like,
Skip Bayless, motherfucker. He kept saying this. He's like, the Rolling Stones said it was the most fucking anti-Semitic. Like, I'm like, watch the movie first. Don't worry about what the fucking Rolling Stones
This is one thing
said.
I kind of lost respect for Charles Barkley. I love NBA Today. I love that crew of motherfuckers.
Yeah,
but
they're great.
These motherfuckers coming out talking about, us black people, we got to come out and now fucking answer questions because of this stupid guy, blah, blah, blah. Bruh, that's Shaq saying that Charles is coming out. Charles is coming out saying this wild shit. But I've watched this shit for so long. I watched when Charles doesn't even watch fucking games. He falls asleep on TV, comes out, and they put it out because blooper is funny as fuck. But then when I watch this, I get cheese. You know why? Because he's speaking on it so passionately.
Yeah.
I don't believe where it's coming from though is smart. I don't think it's coming from because if your job is to watch the basketball game and like analyze it and speak to us, and we literally watch you not do that. Like you don't watch it.
You're falling asleep on something that you're supposed to be specialized in.
He got caught one time. They started asking him questions like on set. Ernie asked him a question and he was like, and he answered it and he's like, yeah, we know you were sleeping and got flamed on it. I don't believe, you know what I'm saying? So when I think about that, I don't believe that now they're coming on air before coming on air.
Doing their research again, which makes it worse because this is your own brother, man. This watch
is your own
the
guy.
Fucking movie.
Uncle Drew, I'm pretty sure had Shaq in it. You know what I'm saying? Like
watch the movie.
Which I'm not saying any of these things mean you should care about the person. I'm just saying like, as a human being, yeah, it does actually. Me, the way I live my life, the world I live in, bro, if we do shit together, that's like us doing this shit.
Yeah.
And then you see me getting crucified, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that's why I was kind of cheesed about the Akeem situation. But you see me getting crucified, bro, and you let that shit slide.
No, you gotta do your due
For me,
diligence.
we gotta go down swinging, or else, in my mind, I already categorize it as, okay, we're just not that close.
Yeah. You gotta do your due diligence.
Because you can't, that's why I think they're idiots. That's why I sent that shit to you. Jay Will thing, I'm like, yo, these niggas are idiots because you have such a platform. People listen to you. And it looks bad because you just signed a $500 million fucking contract.
Yeah. And then now it's like, oh, I'm willing I'm willing to help the move. I'm willing to contribute to the movement getting pushed back, where it's black people getting shit on.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see what happened to Kyrie and Kanye, and then you see fucking the Phoenix owners all good, and then you see Jeff Saturday getting.
It doesn't make sense.
And then you see Steve Nash getting fucking Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
It doesn't make sense.
It's like how is even Mark Jackson?
I was just about to say,
Jackson
I was struggling as I say the name Steve Kerr because I'm like, I know he's won and I know he's done a lot,
bro,
but it's just thinking about how he came in.
Built that whole thing.
Think about how he came in is crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Think about Nick Nurse. Fucking
Yeah. That's savage.
Dude,
Dwayne Casey. This nigga won Coach of the Year
and got fired.
Same season. Not same offseason. Not even okay. Let's give him another year to give him a chance, my nigga.
No.
Bro, they gave him an award and they gave him his resignation at the same time.
Right underneath it, yo. How fucking wild is that?
And now
he's in Detroit, just fucking coaching a bunch of fucking
bums.
getting from
But you know what? Thank you, because you gave AD 37 the other
Bums.
day. Thank you. You allowed AD to have 37 and not get injured.
And it's like, fuck, man.
And it makes it worse because we get angry like this, and white people will watch it. If we don't preface a bunch of shit and annoy them enough to get to this point, they already think that black people just complaining about not getting shit. Because the same way they did the fucking the Rooney Rule.
Rooney Rule. That's
So
that's
I had to watch
dumb.
a bunch of different debates to make my own mind on it because I understand where it's like, okay, white people could say, oh wow, you're just hating niggas shit. You're still complaining. But then I could also understand the side of, bro, you're diluting the whole shit. A lot of people are literally being put in the process just to make it look like they're going to get it, but they're not going to get it. Those texts are coming out, the screenshots from Bill Belichick, all this type of things where it's like, okay, it's coming from white respected people. You know what I'm saying? It's like Nick Saban getting mad at the 5-star recruit deciding to go to Jackson State University rather than Alabama when you've literally had all these recruits your whole life.
Yeah.
And you could say, oh, it's about other things, but yo, the one thing that's prominent in all these situations is the dude getting shit on is the black dude.
And you cannot give me an example of the other way around.
Yeah.
You cannot give me an example of a black guy just walking into a fucking
It doesn't happen like that.
a league MVP, a fucking however many time leading scorer, back to back NBA MVP, and then you get Kyrie Irving too.
Look at Brett Favre even right now. That's a perfect example,
you win the
bro.
Coach of the Year, and you get to go to Detroit. That's what happens.
Brett Favre literally stole from broke people. Like stole from broke people.
Yeah.
Like this.
And he's like, I didn't do it.
That's something
like,
that to me I think should be more relatable for the regular population, where it's like, okay, this is not the 1% hiding the 1%, bro. This is the 1% coming down, stealing from your food, from your table, bro, and then walking away, publicizing it, and coming out and being like, what? I didn't do none of that. I didn't know that was happening. How do you not know those things are happening?
They have text messages.
There's millions of dollars.
Text
Once you get to millions, yo, niggas have lied to me over fucking $50, bro. Niggas are not lying over millions. Millions, my nigga.
And there's text messages, him saying, "Is there any way that like people can find out where this
I didn't
money
even know
came
that.
from?" Yeah.
So is he? What do you think he's gonna go down? I haven't.
He's not gonna go down.
We
know that.
Which is wild because we're okay with this and we know this. Even us talking about it,
Bro.
Roger Goodell, all these people know that like when these things hit their table that
You have to understand,
he's gonna get away with it.
there are people that are in power that we can't even fathom.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
What's his face? You know Giselle Maxwell?
I was just about to say the Epstein nigga really put that into the
Dude,
perspective for me.
She got put to jail for selling people,
Human beings,
children,
children.
But there's no fucking list of who she sold to.
And like facilitating her husband fucking him and everything. Or
everything.
Friends.
She first of all, they said he killed himself. He didn't kill himself.
I don't believe it.
The coroner said that the way his neck broke, it was in accordance with strangulation as opposed to hanging.
Which is crazy. All these things you're saying, I didn't even know about it.
I'm telling you.
A lot of stuff comes after where it's so quiet, but it's like it's still out there, but it's just so quiet.
Publicized. You can't air it.
Because the people that run all the extra shit, I think.
Air eBay.
Of course.
Kyrie,
bro, they spent so much time on eBay, bro. Yeah. It was like breaking news. Oh, you would have thought this dude killed somebody, bro. It was crazy.
Like, he was just having a relationship that was not supposed to be, like, I get it.
I understand.
But, like, it's not even close to fucking
because the girl was down. Because the girl said she was down.
And it's not
they said consensual.
And it's not like selling girls.
It's not.
So how do I get put away? Okay, I get pulled away for
get a tan, nigga, see what happens.
For child, like selling kids to people to fuck, right? Who did I sell them to?
Right?
How was she in jail?
Thin air, bro.
I sold them to. How am I getting convicted to sell them to nobody? Where's the list?
And this is what I mean when it put it.
Politicians, all these private islands that these fuckers go to that no one knows about.
It put it in perspective for me because I didn't even. You start understanding how many of these news outlets are literally. If you really look at who it's owned by, if you go up the whole chain, it's actually like 3 people, 2 people that like own so much of the same shit. It's wild to me. I didn't even know the Epsteins were in the movies and shit like that until all the shit came out. And then every single time that I see a movie, sometimes now you see an Epstein production, an Epstein company. I'm like, I can't unsee it now. Yeah. But it's like, if there's enough quiet around you and enough, and also this is another thing too, enough of the people around them are with the shits.
Yeah.
They're helping each other hide the shit, like openly having meetings about it. It's like having a KKK meeting. It's like, yo, you have that much hatred, you agree to meet up about it. It's wild.
But when you hold
and you
that
get
much
away
power,
with it.
You can get away with it.
And you communicate. It's like, yo, you see homies going down for rape, you could really call them and be like, yo, you want some help? I got you. Which is wild. Like, you not have, how do you sleep at night type shit?
Bro, you saw it with the pandemic. You saw the whole thing.
Shit, man. Even have you seen a documentary with not I Am Athlete, but the Olympics, the Olympic doctor that was like raping all the freaking athletes, man.
No. Damn, I saw that,
bro. That shit,
the American gymnast dude.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. That shit really fucked me up for a few weeks, yo. Like, bro, you gotta watch that shit. It really puts perspective. It puts it's on Netflix. It puts a huge perspective on I forget what the word they use for it, but like just the whole being a bystander and watching shit. And you know it's wrong, and you know you could probably lose an opportunity because of it, but you don't speak up. But but like I guess there's levels to it. There's levels to it when it's okay. Like the teacher tells you to shut up, you can get kicked out with the other homie. That's different. But if it's like, yo, you're watching somebody, bro, this dude was massaging girls in the same room as the parents. Like he's doing it this way, and the parents are here, and he's fingering them. Ass, pussy, everything. Like these are kids, and they're like the parents there, so it makes you feel like this is okay, it's normal. And he did it for years. They would go talk to other athletes, and be like, "Yo, does he do this to you too?" And they're like, "Yeah, he's been doing this for years." And then the way, the it's like Roger Goodell type shit, but like the head of the Olympics found out about it. Yeah. How the parents knew that the head of Olympics found out about it is because they told the trainer. One of the trainers told another trainer told another trainer. All of a sudden, the mom on the interview is like, yeah, this is the first time we ever spoke to the president. And all of a sudden the FBI is involved, but they're like, don't worry about talking to them, we'll talk to them for you. Months go by, bro, and this is, again, wrapping my mind around how big the Olympics actually is. At a certain point, I was like, wait a minute. Bro, they're so big that they were in communication with the FBI, all these places, and telling them to chill, bro. None of this came out. And the parents still kept which is kind of weird to me, that the parents still kept their kid in it. But the parents kept their kids in that, bro. The shit that happened to a bunch of these different girls was so sad. Because this is your life, man. Yeah. You really wanted to do this, and it all starts off with love of the game, and then somebody comes along and ruins it. And this is a dude who's like, looks 5'5", looks like, it's like when Drake said, niggas ain't got pussy in high school making rules about women. Yeah. It's like, yo, it doesn't make sense to me. You shouldn't, the fact that this is even in your mind is wild. You shouldn't even be here, my nigga.
Yeah, and now you're first of all, you're ruining people's lives.
Yeah, man.
The rest of the person, now someone turns on the TV and sees gymnastics and they immediately turn it off.
They don't respect it. They talked about that too in the documentary, of the level of respect that dropped for the Olympics. Bro, I don't know. You got to watch. That shit actually made me sad as fuck because, bro, and I know it's fucked up to think about, but man, like, it's hard to not have baby cousins or baby siblings that are women and not be scared, bro. For sure. Terrified.
Yeah, man.
Like, and it just adds on to the thought of, like, again, there's a lot of things when I see it now, I almost try to prove a point to myself to speak up and act on it, because I want it to also be so automatic in me that I forget to speak up and act on it. I just do it because it's just scary.
Concert, it's not.
Bro, like parents knew about these kids.
Like,
Other parents knew about it and helped hide it, bro. That to me is wild. Like, you pushed this baby out your pussy, bro, but a medal and the clout is more important to you than.
But you have to understand that a lot of people don't see the world the same way.
Yeah.
Like your perception on what you see here is different than what I see, and like it gets.
I understand
to,
that, but there's a level of
no. It gets to extremes that
you know what I'm saying.
Unless you've been in the trenches, you don't even understand.
Which I don't
Like
want to understand.
No,
I don't want to understand how you got to the point where you were like, this is the wild part. You worked your whole life to become whatever you're becoming. Where niggas don't even have the money to go to school for that. You worked all the way up to the Olympics, like you high school, elementary school, university, worked all the way up there. You're getting paid nice, your family, you have a family, my nigga. You're taking care of everybody. You could really take your family out of the hood. You could say all that type of shit. Just for you to like, this is worth it for you. You know what I mean? You know how bad I want to beat my dick sometimes? That's how bad this dude felt about this. Yeah. Like he needed it in his life. That's some demonic shit that I don't want to understand.
Yeah. You don't, obviously.
But it's just like, part of me wants to see where some clues that you could maybe see off of other people.
Yeah, because that's also why.
They're always there, though. Huh? They're always there, and like we'll say.
I just wonder what it is, you know?
Because I want to go back to something that Daniel said. It's like you need to understand that people have different perspective. That's fine. I think the problem is people not questioning those perspectives.
Thank you.
And that being a platform where we can actually have a conversation.
For sure, but but the thing is that when you're that person, who are you to tell me that my perspective is wrong?
And this is why I think it's going to be so hard to find the right people at the top to stand up. Because how often now are you going to be the 1%er, the billionaires looking down, and you know this person speaks up, you know that person speaks up, and now you're going to be like, fuck it, let's hop them up here. You know what I mean? You don't want niggas in your circle that have morals if you want to fuck children.
You have to understand that.
You know what I mean?
We had a black president. The U.S. had a black president, and he got nothing done.
Yeah. There's only so much you can do, bro. Unless there's bare black people up there already, I don't believe that I don't believe that you being there is fully going to benefit us.
But you have to understand that,
in the future, actually, I think it could in the future.
I just understand that there's levels to this life, and there's levels to situations, and there's levels to the depth of politics and all this stuff that we can't even fathom. Like he gets into office, and he probably learned the first month
how much power he had, or how little power he has.
He's a puppet.
Bro, like, I can't imagine.
100%.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of these documentaries that have now, like, they've scared me when it comes to, I understand why I would never let my kid go for sleepovers.
But you have to understand, because
I understand, we're not going to sleepovers, nigga, we're not doing that.
They can Epstein you like that, and no one asks questions. All of a sudden, the camera's not working.
Bro,
all of a sudden, the guards aren't there.
Do you remember, have you ever watched the Dave Chappelle interview with Oprah? His last interview with Oprah, bro, you gotta watch this shit, man. He came back from Africa. Remember that whole thing that happened?
Oh yeah, when he moved away forever.
Bro, came back from Africa. Had an interview with Oprah, and I've never seen this guy so pensive. So, bruh, I've never even seen Oprah in that light. Yeah. The way she was asking questions, like it's like you could, if you're my nigga, I'm not asking you questions of like, yo, so they say you're crazy. Why? How are you crazy? What happened? What did you do? Yeah. And it's like it starts off as okay, cool. You start answering, and then you realize, yo, this person's actually like. They're the ones that think you're crazy. Bro, the way she was talking to him was so creepy. And I watched the full, it's probably like 15 minutes. It's awkward. They would ask him certain questions. He would think about it, give an analogy, and just leave it at that. Yeah. Type shit. And also another thing too, at a certain point when Kevin Hart was really like just flying up there, bro, there's a certain point you could tell when the business became a real thing for him because the bags in his eyes, the energy went down. He's a lot happier now, but there's a certain part in his life where you could tell all the turmoil that was happening when the fucking award show was hitting him up talking about apologize for this or else. Yeah. There's a certain point in his life where you could tell there's stress. Yeah. I think there's a certain level that you can go to. I think this is also why I don't care about being a billionaire. At a certain point, I was like, I want to be a billionaire. But then now I'm like, I actually don't care. I just want to take care of my people because there's a certain level you get to where you start having to have niggas up in your ass type shit. Like they're really controlling what you're doing. Even if you don't want to do this, you got to let it go. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I ain't gonna lie to you. I am okay having money that I ain't got to worry about payments and shit and just dying that way.
First off, this is number one. You're trying to be a billionaire, number one. If you're not working minimum 18 hours a day, you're never gonna become a billionaire. That's just the entry point. That's the entry point to even get to the 1%.
Well, I mean, it depends what you do for a living, though, right?
Yeah, I guess, but but I'm talking about billionaire. Like to get to that sort of wealth, you have to either create something that's global, or you have to create something that's global and you sell it. Like to get to
No, I don't think you could do it with a regular job. That'd be wild. Like if I wasn't planning on becoming a comedian or artist in general, I would not have had those dreams.
So I think the highest yearly salary, I believe, is $53 million a year.
For a regular person?
I think that's Disney. The person who runs Disney, I believe. Somewhere in the 50s.
Nah.
But it's the CEO of Disney.
I don't believe it's recorded. I believe it's way higher than whatever
it's
it's
probably
recorded.
some Saudi princes and shit.
No,
that just
even if
fucking-
the Disney nigga, there's no way when white people get in power that they actually show everything they got and also claim shit. Like there's no way they hide everything.
They try to, but like certain companies have to show
Like you
that
think Kanye is not worth $1 billion anymore?
No, he's definitely.
You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that LeBron is only worth whatever they say he's worth. But I nigga, what?
But so what they're doing is they're basing it off of like all the assets that they know that you have.
That they know that. That's what I'm saying. That they know.
But like it's hard to hide it because like if I own a part of fucking Starbucks,
Think about it, the Epsteins were hiding shit.
They have to file that shit.
Think about the shit the Epsteins were hiding.
Yeah,
But people
I don't
have
believe-
offshore accounts, and
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm
things
saying,
now
you can
people are like
hide.
now moving. Like St. John talked about it in like he did a pivot episode, I think.
St. John did?
I am athlete. Yeah, he talked
I
about
Am
why
Athlete. I don't
he
fucking know
moved
things,
to Costa Rica and all these places because his mentor now is like Lenny Kravitz, and he's like the nigga only lives in like tax-free like nations. So you can do it. You can definitely do it.
I think especially when you get that rich, bro, I can't wait for the knowledge I'm gonna get in where these guys are just they act like they're saving $5 even though it's like $500 a year, $500,000 a year. I can't wait to get those knowledges because there's no way you get to. I was talking to my homie about it yesterday. I'm like, when it comes to taxes, bro, I know these niggas ain't paying that
Yeah,
shit.
like Donald
Especially
Trump.
now that Donald Trump is
Yeah.
running again, I think he's gonna win because I think a lot of people are realizing, bro, I'm paying this much for taxes every year. I didn't have to do that with Trump in power.
Yeah.
There's black people coming out and being like, yo, straight up. It's because Trump's about the money, so I'm
Yeah.
voting for Trump. As simple as that.
Trump is a fucking capitalist.
Like,
and capitalism is the way to go.
Bruh.
People who don't like capitalism are the people who don't want to accept what they're getting based off of their own merit. So
How would you describe capitalism to like a general population people?
basically you get what you work for. So like whether it's running a business or whatever the case may be, it's like capitalism is like that's why capitalism is like sports. It's like we're playing, and if I beat you, there's no.
It is what it is.
There's no SIBA. There's no. You take the L.
There's certain things I respect about the nigga. I can't even lie.
That's it, and it's like. One thing I hate about the Western world. I keep saying Western world now. The Western side of the world is because it's this whole. If you're not good enough to make it, we will help you out. And there's pros and cons to that. I'm not saying that I'm like 100% against it, because like there's certain individuals, like especially if you have like certain disabilities, whatever the case may be, that I think you 100%. If like the field of play is not even from the jump based off of the cards you got dealt, I totally agree. But like there's niggas that were sitting at home because they're like, I'm getting $1,200 a month from the government, and I was only making fucking $1,100, so I'm just gonna sit my ass at home and collect the check.
I miss Sir, but can't even lie.
Yeah, whatever. But that's what I'm saying. Like, get it if they offer it. I'm not hating on Serb. I'm not hating on SIBA. Get it if they offer it. But the fact that they're offering it is the problem.
There's a lot of people that take advantage of it. It's the same with everything.
For sure. But like, it's like that's what capitalism is like. If you're not good enough to have a skill that makes you money, or aren't good enough with budgeting your money and have not like. I don't know what the exact number is, but it's going to be like 80 to 85% of people don't actually have a budget where they can be like, boom, look at this. I spend X amount on food, X amount on rent, X amount on this, X amount on entertainment, X amount on dates, X amount on this, da-da-da-da. I can't go over this number. I have automatic this taken out of my account for savings, automatic this taken out for investments, like 401k
I got you.
in the States, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. 85% of people...
Mike.
85% of people cannot show you that, and that's an issue. So like when you don't have if you don't have the fundamentals of finances in order, then that's also a reason why
Knowledge
you're
is power.
losing.
That's why you got to teach.
That's a reason why you're losing.
Learn
and
and teach as much
the
as
government's
possible.
going to start now. They're starting to reward you for not being smart with your money.
Thank you.
Oh, I didn't learn it in school. Google it. We have the internet at our hands. I can literally Google how to start a budget. What percentage of my income should go to this, and this? There's a million videos of people telling you how to fucking do that.
I was thinking about starting a GoFundMe.
But no one wants to fucking do it. No one wants to build their credit up. They check their credit score. How do I improve my credit? How do I do these things? They just think it's going to happen. Or they see people who do it and become wealthy or rich or well off, and they're like, oh, they're lucky. They this, that. No. It's a process.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that diminish other people's like victories just because they can't do shit.
For sure. Because they're not doing it, or they don't know how, or they tried and they can't. They don't have the discipline to sustain it. They try to diminish and like be like, oh, they got it because of this. They got it because of that.
That's crazy, man. It's a crazy world living. You really just got to get your bread and
That's why you just gotta focus on yourself.
got to get your bread, man. Even when
You
it
just gotta
comes
get
to the
your bread.
finance, once I found out even like My experience with the healthcare system has been ass, but watching my homie's mom not be able to get diagnosed for fucking what they call that shit, diabetes.
Yeah.
That's when I found out you could die from that shit, bro. She went to the doctor for I don't know how long. Got given family doctor. Got given a bunch of medication, different medications, a bunch of different tests, bro, for years.
Pills.
Well, randomly one day on weekend she's having a terrible time. She's like, I can't go to family doctor. She goes to a walk-in, yo. They do literally one test. They're like, you have diabetes. Bro, your family doctor's been testing you for I don't know how long. You didn't know you have diabetes. Like, and that's when, who's that?
Wow.
I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see shit.
I think
But, yeah, it's wild to even, like, imagine that and be like, yo, I'm okay with putting my dying parents into this system. So, like, the way I'm looking at it is, man, get your bread up. Make sure you can afford your fucking doctors and whatever fuck you can. Like, that's high class and shit.
Yeah.
Or else it's really... It's not fair. It's not even. There's no such thing as an even playing field for everybody, bro.
Yeah, no, 100%. You know what's so funny is because, like, if you do the research, like, during the pandemic and all that stuff, I did, like, a lot of reading and a lot of video watching. And, like, I don't believe everything that I hear. I just take in a lot of information and then fucking build my own, based off of what I understand and what I believe to be true. Then I base my own opinion off of that. And a lot of doctors get in trouble for running unnecessary tests just based off of a guess.
Which is wild.
That's the opposite of health.
It's not a guess, bro.
But you have to understand, like, let's say you have a bunch of symptoms. A lot of doctors, like, let's say me, I'm like, you're like, oh, I got hip pain and I got this, and like, based off of my knowledge in the fitness industry, I'm like, oh, he might have a bulging disc. But like, for me to send you for that test, if it's not,
you're supposed to.
If it's not for but because the test.
But if it pops in your mind, I know what you're saying. But if it pops in your mind as your job,
to do it,
you should do it. Simple. Sure. There's no more discussion.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm like, okay, you need to. Okay, we're gonna do this X-ray. We're gonna do this MRI. Blah 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 blah. And if nothing comes up, then I'm getting in trouble. So it's like, why are you ordering all these expensive tests?
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Like, trust me, I already heard this from the guy telling me. I will never agree with it.
No,
I will never respect it. It doesn't make sense.
That's the issue that's
happening.
Fucked up. It's fucked up. It's not even healthcare,
and that's why I believe, especially because if everybody's getting it and it's free for everybody, obviously there's gonna be this type of shit that happens. That's why
people who have just like a small headache and like I need a fucking
which is fucked up because they don't even take into account that if I'm telling you I'm a fucking athlete, there's a different body to fucking muscle and mind connection with me than a regular nigga. So if I walk into you and I'm like, I dislocated my shoulder, this same shit I did, dislocated my shoulder, and you look at me and you're like, no. Swear on my life, I did that for 4 years. I had to convince this nigga I got, because it's pain threshold with black people, I realized too. For them, they don't believe it.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean you dislocated your shoulder? I'm like, bro, I was in the middle of a football game. My shoulder came out, popped it back in, kept playing. He's like, you wouldn't be able to do that if your shoulder came out. I'm like, I don't.
Do that all the time.
If somebody tells you that as a professional, as a doctor, what do you say back to that? All I can do is just get mad. I'm like, yo, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
dude, my buddy did that playing basketball.
Thank
all
you.
The time.
He almost convinced me, nigga, that I did not dislocate my shoulder until it happened consistently for years. And I'm like, whatever. Finally, I start complaining so much. He's like, okay, I'll get you an MRI. Get an MRI right away. Torn labrum, torn rotator cuff. You can't fake that shit.
Yeah.
Yo, I have a partially torn MCL right now because I went back to the same family doctor, bro. Went back to this nigga. I'm like, yo, I tore my shit. I think because I've never felt like this in my life. My knee's like this big. Like fucking massive, and the guy's just like, first of all, the shoulder. He kept telling me he's growing. He kept telling my mom it's growing pains. I'm getting older, so sprains, all that type of shit. So the knee, when I showed him my knee, but this guy's like, yo, it might have just been a sprain. Let's just wait till the swelling goes down. Takes obviously fucking like a month, whatever the fuck it is, and it's still kind of swollen. Bruh, this guy sends me back to physio again, bro. I'm doing physio for so long. I get an MRI, comes back. The doctors are like, there's nothing on the MRI. That's when I lost my shit. Nigga recommends me to a sports doctor now. I go to a sports surgeon right away, first day, he's like, yeah, you have a partially torn MCL. Yeah. Imagine if I just, bro, these niggas looked at the MRI.
Yeah.
The surgeon looked at the MRI and said, yo, you're fine. I'm an athlete. And that was when I drew the line where I'm like, I've been letting you niggas dick me around for so long. I know what the fuck feels normal, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I know it feels normal. So situations like that made me realize, bruh, I can complain about it and be sad about it, or make sure I get the bread before my parents, because at some point your parents start getting older, they have certain complications. I am not trusting none of these free, I'm not trusting none of these free niggas. I'm not doing that.
You have to, that's why I always tell people get like multiple opinions. Like I know people who have like knee injuries and stuff like that. I'm like, go see like this person and go see this person too, and just like get a confirmation. Yeah. And I'll like recommend people that I trust. So it's like obviously see Katrina, but like, if you see Katrina and like you're not sure, see someone else and they can like kind of reinforce it. Where like Katrina's like, oh, you have a torn LCL, and you're like, you might need surgery, and you're like, oh, I don't know, I don't think I want to get surgery. It's like, okay, go see someone else, have them confirm it. If you have 2-3 people telling you the same thing, then you know you gotta get
that sounds like you care about your job.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So that's why you come to Driftwood Athletics.
That's right. That's
right. We're out here on Hastings, man.
That's right.
If you really want to get right and tight, you know, this is the spot, man. I should have came here. I wouldn't look like this if I came here.
Yo, come. You already know. You can come whenever. We're gonna get this workout in. Stanley was supposed to run yesterday. He bailed on me. I'm like,
10K?
He's like, no, 5K. I told him 5K. He's like, this is the sentence I love. I love sentences like this. Oh man, I used to run all the time, and then you pull that card. Let's go for a run tomorrow. You down? What time? Whenever you want, bruh. I'll make it open for you. All right, later in the day, like 4. Texas nigga, yo, I'm still going to run at 4. No response. Sleeping, blah, blah, blah. Niggas always ducking.
Listen, I said this so many times. I never set myself up for those type of things, bro.
He just says no.
I don't do those things.
But he's like, I used to run 5K all summer,
Because your body shows it. My body shows it too much. I can't lie about those things. You know what I'm saying?
Say less. All right, I got to bounce. Fuck it.
I'm going to tell one story. Actually, real quick, yo. Yeah, shout out Air Raid. Yo, this is the reason why you shouldn't lie. I'm going to tell you this, yo. When I used to believe that I was like Stanley and I could fucking do whatever I wanted just because I thought about it, I used to be like, yo, I'm fucking out of shape, but I'm going to start training again. So I started training, bro. And I remember we started doing laps. I can't even tell you the workout because I can't memorize when I'm in pain. So I'm in pain. We're just running. Air raid shit's running. If you really want to play sports professionally, bro, you do so much shit to your body. It's fucked. I was not used to that. I'll never forget I shat and puked at the same time. This is the first day in my life. Oh my God. Bruh, I really was running. I'm like, my body doesn't feel right. I'm like, let me just go to the bathroom. Maybe I got to puke. Bruh, I went, got on all fours, tried to do one of these. Swear on my life, I did this, trying to push, and I felt it come out of my ass. Turn around. Literally, it started coming out of my ass. Like, my pants are here while I'm pulling them down. It's flying out of my ass, bro. Sit down, diarrhea, and I'm shaking. I have the shakes and shit. Because I don't know what it, bro. When I tell you, I can't lie. When it comes to sports shit, bro, I will never lie about those things. Because I've tried pridefully doing it before, and I get embarrassed. She came in the bathroom, I'm on the ground. Just laying there. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Real shit, yo. But anyway, protect yourself at all times. Yo.
Protect yourself at all times. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Love.
Appreciate y'all.
Peace.
Love.